for our YouTube. So sana mag-work na itong ating video. Magkano ba papaprice mo mamaya, Ella? Mukhang magkahanda si Ella na malaking price eh.
Tig 50 Gcash. I'll try sharing again my screen. Stop sharing ko muna. I'll share it again. Share.
Anong price daw? GC, Joneline. May mga GC.
Right. Have you seen already the
Yes,
video?
yes, nakikita. Oo.
Okay. All right. So this is now the take 3, I guess. All right. I'll play now the video of Dr. Ria Liza.
Days with my friends. Um, Thank you for those who keep on watching and waiting for who will be our special guests on Saturday nights. And by the way, for those who are first timer or first viewers, I am Dr. Ria Liza, and I did my up close and personal during my first live stream. And I'd like to say I'm wearing the different hats. I'm a civil engineer, a materials engineer, a patent agent, a researcher, an academician, an inventor, and an entrepreneur. And I'm featuring people from my personal network to share their personal journeys. And I myself started the live stream, followed by special people in my life. This is a presentation from the guests featuring their personal journey, their challenges, their breakthroughs. When we listen to other people's story, we are somehow influenced by their stories, which we can apply to our individual stories in order to be the best version of ourselves while we are on earth. Life is short. Let us live our lives to the fullest. Let us be inspired by our guests. Um, and and also, guys, after the presentation and of our guests and uh, some Q&A, we'll be having a short game after that. So please be attentive. We will be asking you to guess five significant words that she keep on mentioning or significant words along her lecture, along her discussion, which you will guess later on. And I would like, so please stay tuned. I am with my co-host. Um, uh, Let me pass on the mic to my co-host. Let me start with Doccaster. Hi, Doccaster.
Hello, Doc Ria. How are you?
Can you make a brief introduction about yourself?
Oh, okay. So this is my first time to co-host with you, and I think I was your guest 2 weeks ago. So uh, I'm excited to meet and discuss what Ma'am Dewi has done. I think she has one of the most interesting agricultural products that we'll be hearing. So that might be a good platform for future discussions. And of course, Doc Ria, as an entrepreneur, it would be a nice you can have a nice discussion on how to come up with innovation and bring them to the market. Thank you.
Okay, Doctor. Thank you, Doccaster. And my another co-host, of course, my always co-host, Miss Ella
Hello.
Wan.
Hello,
Hi, Ella.
everyone. Good morning. Hello, Doc Casper. And hi, Ma'am
Hello.
Dewi. Okay, as usual, I am the co-host of Dr. Ria Liza. So I'm here to support. My expertise is, of course, I'm an IT. So I will still be the same moderator of her live stream. But this
Thank you.
time, Ma'am Ria will be the one to present.
To moderate. Okay. Then
That
me and Esther will moderate. Okay, now please ask before we introduce our guest, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Please hit the bell, okay?
yeah.
So now I hope a lot of people are wondering who is this person? Because you know the title itself is very intriguing. The feminine genius meets the expensive Asian woman. Now, I would like to introduce our guest, a very special dear friend, an agriculturist, biologist, jeweler, pilot, and
Wow.
doctor. She was out of the Philippines for more than 45 years. She went around the world 5 times and stayed in 50 countries. She went back to the Philippines to teach and do organic farming. Now retired, but still working actively, and she established her company, Biotraders Corporation, specializing on making healthy foods. My guests, my friends, please let us pass on the virtual floor to our guest, Miss Virginia Dewi Cagauan Hanrieder. Mom, it's your turn po.
Hello, Dr. Ria, Dr. Gustus, Ella. Hi, it is really a pleasure to be with you today. And if I have the floor, as Dr. Ria said, can I start the whole thing? Or you still have some other things to say?
You can start, ma'am. You can proceed po.
Okay. For more than 45 years, I was out of the Philippines, toured and stayed in 50 countries around the world. In Germany, Molsheim is the place where I stay. It is an idyllic, typical, conservative little village where I spend most of my time. The place is inhabited by industrious 900 families, mostly are farmers. They make their own bread, they make their own butter, milk products, and they don't believe on instant food, and they plant their own vegetables and herbs and conserve forests and environment. They are very natural and no instant food chains in the village, neither carbonated drinks like Coke. Though it's only 2 hours from Munich, the bustling capital of Bavaria, very few people go to the city, but they are well informed by radio and TV. The place is a rolling terrain, everybody is very clean, orderly, and live and happy with nature. On summer, the windows of the houses are full of flowers tended by the housewives and their husbands tending to their farms and forests. Some work on fossil excavation at the foot of Jura Mountains, where the millions of years of fossils and Archaeopteryx is found. As part of The Sound of Music, a famous film was filmed there. By the way, Archaeopteryx is what they call in German term Urvogel, or the first bird, original bird, with like a dinosaur, but non-avian feathered dinosaurs, which lived 150 years on the late Jurassic period. In this village, garbage collections, sorting by colors, papers, decayables, bottles, and non-decayables are sorted out and placed in colored bottles and placed in one place of the village wherein the big garbage truck collector is getting them and everything is scheduled. Even water coming from the sewage are filtered before thrown in the village. I remember my mother-in-law used to say that it is a pity for the fish to drink water full of dirt and soap, so they must be cleaned and filtered before they are thrown to the canals. Every village has a waste filtration, and they are cleaning the waste disposal before throwing them to the canals. Even a small creek and canals has fishes happily swimming, and the villagers are very disciplined. To mention a few, like on Monday, they do the laundry. Tuesday, they do ironing. Wednesday, they clean the house. Thursday, they do the gardening. Friday, they go shopping. Saturday, they wash the cars. And Sunday is a family day wherein the husbands go to the pubs and drink and discuss current events and politics, while the wives cook delicious typical meals and German cakes and brewed coffee and at 3 p.m. for the husband to enjoy. Everything is organized, cleaned, and follow the schedule on the dot. The wives are mostly housewives. Since I was the first foreigner in the small village and doesn't know the culture and language, so I must learn everything, including German household, cooking from my mother-in-law. I got bored. I had a university degree as a biologist before I got married, so I tried to look for a job. I had multi-degree then because I finished my jewelry course, major in goldsmithing in London, England. My customers were my professors, and I was invited many times for international shows. So I started to sell my jewelries to the idyllic village. The farmer's housewife said, "How can I wear the jewelries if I only milk my cows?" I told them, "The cows will produce more milk if they see you beautiful." So they believed me. They started buying my jewelries, especially on Christmas, and some husbands secretly reserved jewelries from me for their wives as gift on Christmas and anniversaries. I did a lot of repairing jewelries from their antique boxes of the housewives. I was inspired then to work as a jeweler instead than a biologist. As coming from the third world, I still have the third eye that I can read palms and see somehow the future. So I tried it among my German friends and it worked. I don't charge a fee for that palm reading skill. And people are forming their lives to my house doors until to the streets. They gave donation, which I refused, till I couldn't rest anymore. So I stopped. On Sundays, as a culture of the village, the wives work very hard and even in the kitchen and wear their aprons, cook good food while their husbands are in the pubs drinking their cold 1 liter beer and discuss politics and current events. On lunchtime, they come home and eat hearty meals. After eating, they go back again to the pub, and at 2 to 3, they come home again to the house and have a homemade typical German cakes with brewed coffee, and they go back to the pub again till evening. And in the evening, they have broadside, a German word for a light meal. It's a piece of typical sourdough bread as big as a car wheel with a sausage and pickles. It's not so heavy, right? I was recollecting. I cannot be like this forever. So I refused to wear apron on Sundays. I work very hard from Monday to Saturday, and on Sunday I like my husband to bring me out for dinner and some outings. Since eating out is not a fad or practice in the village because it is expensive, the villagers branded me to be the most expensive woman in Asia. Besides, I'm wearing and making expensive jewelries. I also must influence my husband to bring me out in expensive restaurants. So the rumor went around till I was branded to be the expensive Asian woman because I broke their Sunday apron tradition. Few months later, the women are also following my example. They also have to nag their husbands to bring them out to the resto and treat them out in the city, which did not happen before until as years passed by. It became a culture that the wives are already no longer wearing apron as dictated by the culture. Instead, they always complain and demand something better for their Sundays. I went to Africa and stayed there 15 years. During the Kuwait War, all the expats must be evacuated. I refused to be evacuated and stayed and took care of the orphanage. I had several babies from streets. The babies are 2 to 3 years old, dying of malaria every day. So I chose to be left behind the sewing kilometers long of mosquito nets. I had several jewelry shows, and since I got no funding, I gave my jewelry shows proceeds to the orphanage. I organized charity donations from Germany for milk, baby foods, clothing, mosquito nets, and other needs in the orphanage. Some even donated sewing machines, milk, medicines, and money for the orphanage. One day, I was inside the bus. Besides me was a cute baby wrapped with blanket. I was surprised. I asked who owns the baby, and the bus driver said I must take it home because nobody will take care of it. Somebody just left it there. Maybe it's God's will to let me take the baby and bring to the orphanage. The orphanage started from 60 babies and it doubled up and now is a proper orphanage being supported by the government and international aid. I went back to Germany and continued my jewelry making. I was a hobby pilot flying a four-seater airplane that flies only 10,000 feet above and no need for oxygen tank. I flew to Hong Kong 2 times a week due to my work as jeweler. My senior pilot was an American who used to fly food supplies to Vietnam during the war. It was fun, but my eardrum was busted due to frequent flying. I learned food processing through natural way in Germany, no preservative. I came back to the Philippines and established Biotraders Corporation. I got 3 farms. I thought everybody is selling big cucumber. Why should I not make it smaller? So I did. Now I'm providing the market with a cucumber with a maximum size of 2.5 inches and having plantations in Cagayan Valley, in Tanay Rizal, in Caloocan, and with a model farm in Don Antonio, Quezon City. We process the cucumber into pickles, salsa, prunes, and relisses, and biotraders manufacture several other food products for healthy living. I was caught unaware that demand is very high that we could hardly produce, especially for the vegan group. I used to be guest several times in some TV and radio stations for my skills on jewelry making till Middle East, besides my food shows and organic products. I refuse sometimes for big orders of fresh cucumber because we cannot produce. Farming organically is lots of work, but I'm enjoying it. As a biologist, I experience operating on people with appendicitis in critical stage and help women with childbirth when I was in warring zone in Ethiopia. As a natural food processor, I know where food to get in the desert from cactus and thorn trees and products and get drinking water from the Jew. One can make almost something from nothing. To be in the desert is survival of the fittest. I see to it that I can help in every way I can if I had the chance, for I will not pass this way again, which I learned a lot from Mother Teresa when I had experience to work with her for 6 months years back. Now I am settled in the Philippines, invested my remaining years and time doing organic farming and practices, spending lots of my earnings and savings. Unfortunately, it was in this country where my millions were stolen and swindled like other balikbayan victims. But my patience and resilience asked me not to give up. I'm a simple citizen, but many said they will clone me because I'm endangered species. It's flattering to hear, and I like to share you what I learned in my life because I'm a senior citizen nearing the finish line. Number one, plan what to do in long term and must have a goal and sustainability and do a good term daily. Don't Number two, don't manage something via cell phone. If you do farming, you will get bankrupt. Number three, don't do farming wherein the environments are poor people, for they are just waiting for your plants to bear fruits and they harvest, unless you make them a part of your farming endeavor. Number four, don't plant an old tree, for there's a lot of trials and stress to overcome. Same with human beings. Example, don't immigrate when you are senior, because to do economic endeavor physically will be difficult. Number five, don't trust someone fully for your monetary things, because people are tempted to get what you earn for life. Number six, be resilient. Being a multi-talented, you have a reserved talents on emergency situations. Number seven, help in everything you can. Don't treat others to be dependent on you, for you are not helping them. You are making them parasites. Don't give up. Number eight, don't give up. You can rest, but don't stop. Success is not measured by money alone, but what you have done betterment in your life and others. Success is not overnight, but cured by time. Number nine, in life, everybody is an artist, wherein every man must play a part. Number 10, life is a battle and expensive, and if one dies, it costs your life. Number 11, don't waste time and materials being idle, because doing nothing, evil comes into your mind. Be creative. Don't waste your time, for every minute in this world is precious, as God made us with a purpose. Number 12, as much as possible, we plant every day. If we have seeds, we plant it. So in time, we could harvest something, not only for our eyes, but also for our tummy and supplies. And number 13, be kind and be strict. Be honest but not gullible. Be resilient but ready to change for better. Be generous for a cause. Number 14, I'm an ardent practitioner for a good karma, and I believe on bad karma. And to do unto others as you would like others do unto you, as the famous Chinese philosopher Confucius said. Thank you, and it's a pleasure that you aired what I learned in life. Thank you.
Hi, that was very wonderful presentation. Mom, before we do the question and answer, I will flash again your PowerPoint. Perhaps you want to explain some of the photos that we have in your PowerPoint. I will share it right now, Mom. When it's shared, you
Yeah.
can explain for a while. Okay. So this is your. Wait a minute. I'll start from the beginning. Okay. So, Mom, you can go ahead and explain your pictures.
Hello.
Yes, Mom. Go ahead. I may stop if you. Yeah.
Ay,
This
matulog.
picture.
I explain the pictures.
Yes.
I,
You can see it,
oh,
Mom.
I had a 2 meter long hair, and it was cut by June Encarnacion, one of the famous hairstylists, when I was a candidate for Young Philippines many, many years ago.
2 meters, Mom. 2 meters long hair.
Yes, yes.
How long?
And unfortunately, I had to cut them because, uh, besides, it's really difficult to have them for 20 years hanging to your head.
Okay. So you're also a candidate for a beauty pageant, right?
Yes, for Miss Young Philippines, but when I became Miss University, I still had that long hair.
Oh, I see. How about this picture, Mom?
Oh, this is an cabinet wherein I painted with flowers and birds, and it took me 1 year to paint this. It was an oil painting. It's now where my cutleries are and is still existing.
Yeah, I actually had the chance to see this cabinet personally. I even saw Mom Dewi putting painting on the glass. So I'm drinking on a glass where she has a painting on it.
Yes, I did, because in the jewelry course, you are taught how to paint on porcelain and glasses and in canvas, besides doing your jewelry designs.
Nice. How about this one, Mom?
This is actually painting on silk, and I learned this from Thailand. And it was fun because there is no formal school for that, but you have to learn it among friends and also on the street, like umbrella painting, silk painting, clothes painting, and batik.
I see. I actually happened to see this personally. So I saw these paintings hanging on the wall on the stairs, right?
Yes, yes.
And this picture.
Oh, these are some pictures. They are wearing my jewelries during the exhibits. And one of them was a famous actor called Mr. Malbar. And some other pictures like, yeah, Miss Ethiopia was also wearing my jewelry design, and that was me when I was younger,
You're
wearing
beautiful.
a they call it an antique garnet with antique silver from excavations in Africa,
Hmm.
which I joined the excavation team. And well, for fun, we have just to wear this to show that we have some creativity. And this I was inspired to do some jewelries because of the nomadic in nature and also from the antiquities of the beads.
Yeah. I saw this also hanging on your wall, ma'am. I
Yes,
think you also designed for Tiffany, right?
yes. And because sometimes being a jeweler, I had only one neck, but I have 37,000 designs. And it was really a very nice opportunity to work with others to share the designs that you know. Because I was also teaching jewelry making before in the TV, and there are only 5 techniques of making jewelries. And one of these days, if I will have a chance, I will again teach some people who are interested to do some jewelries. Because the ladies would like to know to detect fake and real jewelries, and it will be a good savings for their husbands if they make their own, isn't it?
Yes, yes, correct. And by the way,
Ma'am Dewi, if I may ask, I'm sorry, what mineral are you working on? Are you working with gold
Yes,
or?
I have two sets of materials that I'm using for my jewelries. Some are the precious stones and precious
Mm-hmm.
metals like gold, platinum, and silver. And I also do diamonds and other semi precious stones because I teach people how to identify stones. My workshop is complete since we have diamond detectors, we have gold detectors, and we do our own karatates, and
Mm-hmm.
we teach people how to detect a real 14 karat, 24 karat, or 22 karat, or whatever carats you would like to have.
If you're interested, because well, actually, before I asked Testa because I wanted to be a jeweler too. But now I'm with the jewelry advocacy. I'm with the Compassionate Gold group. If you've heard of Compassionate Gold, it's the type of gold that will not exploit women, children, and the environment. It's a movement that we've started in the Philippines, the Compassionate Gold movement. And maybe 10 years ago, I was looking at TechVoc, Technical Vocational School, so I can learn how to be a jeweler. And there's no jeweler, there's no course on jewelry making and design in the Philippines. So if you would be interested, I will link you up with my friend who's a board member of TESDA, by the way. I used to be part of the Commission on Higher Education. So we work together closely with TESDA. Maybe you can help the country in terms of reviving the jewelry
In
industry
fact, yes,
and the
in fact,
training.
the place what they called Maikawayan, we were one of those, yes, we were
Yes,
one of
yes.
those who donated some machineries for the jewelry group in Maikawayan because our goal then, yes,
Make
Bulacan,
Hawaiian, yeah.
our goal then is to make the Philippines to be a part of the hallmarking of the world because London goldsmiths would like to have an standardized gold. Unfortunately, the project did not
Yes.
materialize after some.
That's
It should be very, very, very good if we
yeah.
can make this as a standardized
I
gold.
would maybe we can work together because the Philippines is number 12 in terms of gold reserves in the world.
Uh,
We are one of the richest in terms of uh gold. But unfortunately, most of our gold they get into the black market and they end up in Hong Kong, and government and our people get exploited. So that is the advocacy that I'm in now. So I'm part of this group who are taking care of indigenous people and our small scale gold miners. So that might be an interesting uh, intersection of advocacies in jewelry and also in
Yes,
mining.
that's really interesting, especially if we can standardize our jewelers and also their mixture of karatages, because what I experienced when I met some jewelry exhibitors from the Philippines in Munich, they stamp actually their jewelries to 14 karat, but once it is tested, it's only 12 karat, and
Mm.
it is a pity, I would say.
I see.
Yes, definitely, because what we lack in the Philippines is a testing center for gold. And in fact, we are doing X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy and other technologies where we're advocating for the use of a standardized gold. But aside from standardizing the material, we are also standardizing how you process the gold, because gold is not just a mineral. It is situated in an environment. When you harvest gold, you use cyanide, you use mercury. When you harvest gold, you exploit children, you exploit women. When you harvest gold, you destroy indigenous places. You The tribes in the Philippines are also exploited. So part of the advocacy in the glittering gold is to ensure that the glitter of gold really has a soul. So that's what we are advocating, not just quality of gold, not just the design, but the compassion behind gold.
Actually,
So I would love to introduce you to my team, because right now one of our board member died. She's the mayor of Bukawi, Bulacan. She died of COVID, unfortunately, and we're seeking for one position for the board membership who will be fighting for the gold industry in the country.
well, your advocacy is really a very, very nice advocacy wherein you must be ready to fight for life, because gold is actually everywhere and it is a source also of where war and violence is. You know that. You know, yes.
Yes.
Because oil and gold now is actually the sources of wars. And because, like our monetary system in the Philippines, it is geared toward gold. You know that. You know also about
Yes, unfortunately also, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or the BSP, um, we need to save our gold. Unfortunately, most of our gold, as dictated by the London gold seal or mark, um, it has the fair trade of gold. It has to be in accordance with international standards. And unfortunately, most of the gold in the Philippines does not pass international standards. That's why it cannot be used by the country to improve our gold reserves, but they go to the hands of middlemen and to the hands of some scrupulous profiteers. So that's what we are
I
advocating
wish
for.
you are also
Okay,
I wish you are
that's
also informed about the liquid gold, which was invented by the Philippines and it is used for monetary system. You can ask the BSP about that.
That
Okay?
was so
oh,
exciting. That was so exciting that both
okay.
of you are into gold. But you know what, guys? I went to Mom Dewi's house, and I mean, she really has a huge collection of jewelries. And Mom Dewi, isn't it that all the containers of your jewelries are insured?
Pardon?
Insured.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, all your
It,
containers.
eh, because you cannot ship precious things if you don't insure them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you
And
have
there is a special container that the insurance accept.
Yes.
For example, if I
Ma'am
have a
Dewi,
container,
okay.
yes.
I love the way you narrated your life. It's very
Oh,
inspiring and enriching. So tell me, what is your life's calling?
my life's
Your,
calling.
I mean, yes, because apparently what you did was you empowered women when you went to a rustic community, and then when you went to Ethiopia, you helped children, and then you also advocated arts aside from just science, being a jeweler. So, how do you encapsulate all your life's experiences as part of your calling, or how do you
Oh,
describe your calling?
for me, if I breathe every day and I see
Mm-hmm.
somebody who needs help, like that picture that was shown, Hilfe for Kinder, meaning help for the children, like this one,
Mm-hmm.
I if I have a chance to help, I will. Because I know I will not be forever in Africa or in this place. I cannot return again to help. So I help immediately. And this is my advocacy, meaning I like to help people if I can. But I don't like
What
to
brought
let
you to
people,
Africa?
pardon?
What brought you to Africa? Is it what brought you
Oh,
to Africa? Is it the jewelry,
yes.
or is it your
No,
compassion, or is it because you
no.
wanted to travel?
Well, as I mentioned a while ago, I traveled around the world 5 times and I'm still traveling, even if I'm senior. I went to Africa because we have a project like you have heard about desert plague. It's also stated in the Bible, desert plague.
Mm-hmm.
When you see a desert plague, it is 20 kilometers in diameter and maybe 50 kilometers in radius. In 10 minutes, they devastated around 100 hectares of plantations. So that really makes
Is
the
this the
inhabitant,
locust?
yeah, it's a desert locust control
Locust.
project. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
And besides that, because the infestation is not every day, but there are seasons, so we spray them by airplane, aerial spraying.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Chemical
also had it,
spray.
yes, because by then the natural organic spray, though it helps, but not so quick, because in a plague like this,
Mm-hmm.
you must act quick, or else your airplane will be full of locusts, and you cannot fly anymore because they come to the engine. And
Mm-hmm.
besides, you are helping the farmers to save their farms. So I told you that the infestation is not every day. I had a chance to join the excavation group for fossils, like,
Is this
eh,
part of United Nations, a
yes,
humanitarian mission, or is it a
yes,
university-driven
no, it is.
project?
It is actually a project supported by the German cooperative projects. It is
DKFZ?
uh, GTZ. They call it
GPs? Okay.
German, yeah, GTZ. You've heard about that. The German Technical Cooperation Project. And I had a chance to mingle with the locals,
Mm-hmm.
with the black people, and I had a chance also to see, because the jewelries are telling them about their culture, because the beads were used before to buy slaves in Africa. This is one way of monetary system. They did not have money, but they had beads. Actually, the Europeans brought beads in Africa to buy slaves and brought them to America. That's the history,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Which I studied the history of beads. So I got interested, and they are a part now of my raw materials in making jewelries. Like a musculous, healthy black man placed on the table for bidding for being a slave, his monetary consideration is 3 to 5 red beads. And that's
Oh.
the yeah, and that's the reason also why slavery was rampant and brought to America and by some other industrialized nations to make them to be pineapple pickers, farm workers, and all this. Though this
What's your vision
conversation,
for Philip? Yes. What's your vision for jewelry? The future of jewelry in the Philippines? Because I don't see that we are really now speed rocketing in the growth of the culture of jewelry in the Philippines.
well, in the Philippines, jewelry is always a history. If you like to trace the
Mm-hmm.
history of any country, you have to look also how the jewelries were formed. In the
Yes, I
Philippines,
agree.
yeah, in the Philippines, most of the jewelers they are very innovative. They are not actually in one class. They absorbed different influences in other countries, like modern jewelries, and they mix it. Uh, Raw materials in the Philippines is not much as compared in Africa. So they mix them with precious metals like
Mm.
gold, which there are lots. But if it comes to design and creativity, the Filipinos are very good. I would say that because I have seen them in international and local shows. In the moment, jewelry making in the Philippines is only monopolized by few. They are not
Yes, I
because
agree.
it's expensive. They are they are not they are not cheap. Materials are expensive. So they are only taken by few who can afford raw materials. Unlike in other countries where I have been, the jewelries, even street people can do, and they are appreciated. And here, there are two ways of making, or purpose of making jewelries. One is for investment, and second is for beauty. In Africa and in other nations, it is a status symbol, and it is also a way of to know what position you have besides showing yourself to the public or telling to the public you're still a virgin. You wear such kind of jewelry. And I have this in my collection.
Mm.
What jewelry is that, ma'am? What's the name?
I can show you if it's only
Oh,
purely jewelry you would like to. Just a simple explanation. It is a circle when it is opened, meaning you're no longer a virgin. But if it is closed
oh,
circle, you're
Uh,
still a virgin.
oh, ma'am, you know what? Because of what you said, this is really a very, Doc has a very good business venture because jewelry is not just for status symbol, but to express something. There might be a symbol of yeah, like that, a
Yes,
jewelry when you wear your virgin, a jewelry when you wear your something else. Personality driven
yes, I
jewelry.
agree with you.
it's a communication
I
tool.
agree with you, Rian.
Yeah, communication too. Let's work
It's a,
on
com-
that.
it's a communication tool.
It's
Most
you know,
most of the
Ma'am,
Ma'am, go ahead, ma'am.
I feel bad about. Okay, please, Ma'am Dewi,
Go,
sorry.
yes, I said most of the nomads is a communication tool. If they wear jewelries, if they wear white, they are mourning. If they wear black, they are on war. And if they wear red, because even colors have meanings, they are in love.
oh, I
And it
like
be,
it.
yeah,
Ma'am Dewi,
you
my
see,
question here is how do you put a Filipino branding on a jewelry design? Because I would go to Ongpin. Actually, I love going to Ongpin. And you see, I don't see any Filipino spirit
Spirit. Yeah.
in the jewelry that are being sold in Ongpin. These are all Cartier, Hermes, Gucci, lookalikes. But I don't see any Filipino creativity that is being peddled but for ordinary people like me. What is for you a Filipino image or branding for jewelry?
you're right. Because we have not yet in that stage of having our Filipino branding unless you go on local materials like buri, rattan, shells, rope, and
Mm-hmm.
you see, and these are Filipino branding of jewelries. You see, we are not, but we are going into that because 40 years ago, when I observed Filipinos are still not so interested on local materials. They're only interested in gold, imported things, and so on, you know, and something glittery. But I think we are going into that because stage and patriotism and also having our own mark must be developed on time. Just be patient. We will be coming into that.
Yeah, but you have to be part of steering up this kind of branding for Filipino jewelries. Because as Dr. Castor said, we are 12 in the world, a producer of gold. Actually, my brother was a geologist, used to work in one place in Mindanao. They mine gold. So because we have the raw materials, when Ma'am Dewi talk about indigenous materials coming from the Philippines, plus our own reserves of gold, that would be a perfect thing that we could start off.
Yes.
Masaya to, Doc Astor. Umaandar na naman yung pag-negosyante
Um,
mo.
oo nga. But Ma'am Dewi, I'm also a Bucon aficionado. You mentioned you were a beauty queen. Is that correct?
Nearly beauty queen. It's not.
Okay.
It's only one of the
Okay.
beauty
What?
candidates.
No, Doc
But
Astor.
even then, you were a beauty queen. Because
Yeah.
Ria is also a beauty queen. Okay? Miss Ria, you're a beauty queen also. By the way, Ma'am Dewi, um, during your time, who do they compare you to? I'm just curious because I when I saw your picture, I suddenly found a person whom I can compare you with when you were still
Uh-huh,
young. Who were you being
uh-huh.
compared to? Let's exchange notes.
Uh, I
Who were you compared to?
maybe they compared me, but they did not tell me. I don't know.
Who? Okay. In one of your photographs, I don't know if you know Lisbeth de Padua.
Oh,
Who's that?
You know Lisbeth de Padua? She's the Miss Universe Philippines
oh,
1974. She's a
oh,
neurologist. You have a semblance with her
oh,
when you were much younger.
oh.
Yes, you can Google her. Mm.
Doc
She's now
Astor,
a neurologist.
it seems you memorize
I,
all
I by the way,
the beauty queens,
I'm
huh?
yes, I know the beauty queens. I know their gowns. I know their walks. So when somebody talks about beauty queen, I would always remember all the faces of all these beauty queens. And brings me to another. That brings me to something else because when Doc Ria uh, interviewed me, what my advocacy, what I talked about in my life story is my venturing in the field of STEAM because I'm a scientist. I have a PhD in chemistry and I'm a molecular biologist and I'm also a
Uh-huh.
radiation biologist. I'm also a stem cell biologist. But what I always teach and emphasize with children and with young scientists is that you have to embrace the arts and the artist in you. And I have my own.
Uh-huh.
I'm into gold. I'm
Uh-huh.
into arts. I used to have an art gallery, and
Uh-huh.
I love going to museums. I think you are also a picture of somebody who is a STEAM, a science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics person. So how do you describe how art and your artistry changed you as a
as
person
or as a scientist or as a highly technical
or as a
person.
as a technical person?
Well, I think everybody in this world is an artist, and we have a part
Yes.
to do in stages of life. Life is a stage where everybody has a part. So everybody is an artist. And me being one of the artists or one of the part of this world is I'm creative. I am we everybody is creative. The only thing is you have to develop your creativity. That's why my husband used to say I am very creative. That's why I create a lot of trouble. Well, it's a joke,
but
okay?
but your trouble is good. It's good trouble.
Well, if somebody is observant and they follow what they want, or they follow, like me, when I observe in the market, everybody is selling big cucumbers, okay? And I said, why do I not create a small cucumber wherein it is something unique? So I did created the smallest cucumber, and now I have plantation. It's only 2.5 inches big. And I was surprised. I was the only one so far in Asia to have this, and the market is very big. That I cannot
How did you
even.
create your
Well, actually, it is.
how did you create your little cucumber?
It is a 17 years crossbreeding, open pollination, wherein the big
Which you did?
cucumber.
Which you did?
Pardon? Pardon?
You did the pollination.
Yes,
You
I
did
did
the
the
breeding
open
yourself.
pollination. Yes, with a big cucumber, with the smallest. You have seen a wild cucumber that is black when it becomes ripe. It's as big as the kernel of a corn. Okay, we had the flowers, and we placed the flowers all together and wrapped them with thread until they exchanged all their pollination. And we did this and several thousands of them for many years. In fact, I continued even my research together with my brother, who is also he's a plant breeder based in Hawaii. And I went to Hawaii and we continued when we were already perfect in having the size of 2.5 inches cucumber. So we made a trial plantation, and so far the cucumber is still just like that, 2.5 inches. It's
So by
like
the
that
way,
So it's a
calabaza.
stable.
Yes,
Yes,
it is
it's a
stabilized.
stable variety. Did
so
you
actually,
register this as a new variety
Not
for
yet.
intellectual property?
Yes, I have an
Okay.
intellectual property for this. Yes.
by
Yeah.
by
On
the
the
way,
cucumber. Okay.
uh, Mom Dewi is developing a lot of, this kind of products. Mom Dewi, di ba you have a product for those for different kinds of sickness? Can you elaborate on that?
Our Biotraders products.
Yes, po. Yes, po.
Yes. Well, with out of this smallest cucumber, we made pickles and we made them to prunes, candied cucumber. And this is the only cucumber that when it is ripe, it is dark red. So we made them into salsa. Salsa is a very good dip for anything fried or for anything like for dressing for fish, fried fish, or cutlet, or even for nachos. And one of these days, if you visit my farm, you can taste all my products. And since we are DOST set up, they help me also in producing some of the other products we have, like ginger candies. We have the best ginger candies so far in the Philippine market. Besides the candies, we have also salabat, is the powder. And we have also, they call them juices with gingers and passion fruits because we have plantation of passion fruits. Hmm? And it is very, during pandemic, wherein we were producing a lot food for the frontliners, we gave a lot of this passion fruits with ginger because it strengthens the immune system. Of course, most of them are donations. And we have this 5 vegetable canton with malunggay, saluyot, kamote, mungo, and soya. We synergize them together because malunggay is a wonder plant, you know that, and saluyot is antioxidant, and soya and mungo are natural proteins, and also the other 5 vegetables. We are the only one who has the 5 vegetables, which is one of our best selling for feeding programs because
Mm.
the canton alone is actually a very good nutritious food, and it increases the mental capacity of school children.
Do you also
This
have the
is,
kalabasa? Is that a
yeah, I
kalabasa
did,
noodle? Is
yes,
that also your
I did,
product?
no, sir, I did not have this calabasa because I observe in my calabasa canton or noodles, they are hygroscopic and they become moldy. So I did not
Oh.
continue. Yeah. But
Mm.
some technologies that have this, you see. My best selling now is my 5 vegetable canton, my smallest cucumber pickles, and the candied cucumber, wherein it was tested in some hospitals to be for a person that is bedridden, the doctors give them 3 to 4 kernels 3 times a day. And on the third day, the patient can walk and go to the toilet by themselves.
What's
It,
that product,
stab-
ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
it
What is that product?
stabilizes prunes, cucumber prunes. It
Mm.
stabilizes their digestive system.
You're talking
And
of the COVID patients,
Mm.
right? COVID patients. Or
no,
not yet.
for diuretic or senior citizens that have problems in their digestive system.
Oh, yeah.
Prunes,
I
yeah,
just wonder if you are, Ma'am Dewi, are you
yes.
vegetarian? Because I noticed
Uh,
that you are.
well, I am not purely vegetarian because I drink milk and I eat eggs. If you are
Oh,
purely
you're lacto
vegetarian,
ovo. You're a
is
lacto
that,
ovo vegetarian.
yeah.
I'm, by
Uh,
the way,
You're also
if you have you
vegetarian?
heard of Meatless Monday? Yeah, have you
oh,
heard of Meatless Monday? Meatless Monday.
Meatless Monday, not Meatless Friday. I heard about this. Meatless,
Okay,
meatless. You are
I'm
Meatless
also a
Monday.
meat. I started the Meatless Monday movement also in the Philippines. I'm a vegetarian. I'm with a
Oh,
lot of. I'm connected with the vegetarian groups like Manila Vegans and all those.
uh-huh,
Uh, I'm also with the animal welfare group, so that's why I'm into the business, the work of compassion and helping society. Because it's
uh-huh,
if you're a vegetarian and you
uh-huh,
think about animal welfare, it changes you
uh-huh,
as a person.
uh-huh. Well, as I said, I'm not 100% vegetarian because,
Person.
but I supply lots of vegan groups in the Philippines because
Yeah. Mm.
they love my cucumber, which is very rich in vitamin B complex. It has protein and other vitamins A and B and C, and it is a very, very good source for vegan groups because you can eat it as it is, you can saute it, or you can do anything
Mm.
with it. Because this is the only sort of or variety of cucumber you only plant one time and you harvest for the next 30 years. That's why
Wow.
it is, yes. While the other
For
typical
the
cucumber you plant on October, you harvest on December, and you pull it out again, and you plant next year. But my cucumber is perennial. It's a vine, and
so
this
your
meant
cucumber, I haven't I haven't planted the cucumber. Is that asexual? Is that asexual? Vegetative
uh,
propagation?
yes, it is asexual.
Or do you have seed?
We
Not
don't
you
we,
don't
d-
you
we
don't
don't
have
need
seeds.
we don't need we don't need butterflies to pollinate them. You see,
Hmm. And if
it's
you want to expand it, you need you just need to cut the stem and plant it on the
no,
ground.
no.
Ha,
It is through.
ha,
Um, it is a company secret.
oh, okay, okay,
No, it is said by tissue culture. By tissue culture.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
So do you have
uh,
a tissue culture lab? Or is it through micropropagation or
it is a very.
micropropagation or tissue
It is.
culture, meaning you started with the callus culture and do plant regeneration, or is it
Um,
through micropropagation techniques?
um, it is a propagation on agar agar. Okay,
Mm,
but you must see
with MS
the
Media.
stem of, yes, and you must see the stem of the cucumber. They are as big as your arm. Okay, and so there are eyes
Mm.
there, and that's what you get as the mother seeds. If,
Oh, I
Okay.
see.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Ma'am Dewi, how
And
many products
yes,
do you have all in all?
in the moment, DOSC is helping us also with the spray drying with almost 20 products.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
What's this one in the biggest bottle? The brown one. What's this?
the the tall bottles, you mean?
Yes,
These
yes.
are juice with ginger and passion fruit.
Oh.
Passion fruit, you know.
So that's a
Yeah,
good.
because
Well, everybody's taking ginger right now because of COVID.
yes, yes. And the Filipino ginger, I would say, is excellent because we plant our ginger at 3,000 feet above sea level, and the pungent taste stays forever, it seems, rather than
Oh,
other imported ginger, which they become sweet after 1 year.
I
They
see.
don't,
Mm.
yeah, because these are
Debbie,
native,
I
yes.
think Doc Castor
I have
is
I have
also
a question to Ma'am Dewi. Uh,
yes.
I've seen how you change women perspectives. I've seen how your story about being a development worker in Africa, and then also as an artist, which is about expanding culture for humanity, and then now you are an entrepreneur. So what's your drive, motivation for entrepreneurship? What drives you to become an entrepreneur?
You know, um, working with nature and developing it and expanding what you develop and feeding people makes me happy. So I
Mhm.
stayed put in agriculture, in making my jewelries and gold, whatever. I'm alone. Not alone, I have also workers. Though you amass lots of money and you elbow with the rich and you elbow with the upper class, and because of jewelries, I also was able to buy my small plane, my properties, but still as if I am not fulfilled. So I went on organic farming, where in the Philippines, I would say, and you can contest me, Philippines is too late for doing organic practices. That's why my workers always tell me I'm a terror, because I always teach them every day to be sorting out garbage, not to waste materials, and not to waste water, because water is very precious, and not just be standing there and waiting for something to be done. You have to be creative and think ahead, even in the evening, what you have to do during the morning. But it's very difficult sometimes to preach every day like this. But patience, 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 until they're
taking
so they're so used
taking into
already.
stock taking into stock what you've also talked about, your learnings in Germany, wherein you do not throw water in the sewerage, dirty water in the sewerage, because you want the fish to enjoy clean water. What can you say about Manila Bay?
Well, it improved quite a lot now, but not just because of the white sand, but
Yes. What do
I
are you?
taxied to Germany to here every
Mhm.
almost every 4 months. That was when I was
Okay.
not yet settled, and I can see the improvement, and I can my heart heartens when I can see lots of garbage on the street. And when the plane is descending, you can see already the garbage along Manila Bay. And it is a pity, because Manila Bay is a beautiful place. Well, as what I said, patience, it will improve. It will improve. Tell
Okay.
you.
You know what? I also have this. I agree with you when you're landing on a plane. Like, okay, I go to Europe. I go. Everything is so beautiful up there on the plane. But once you get into the Philippines, the color starts to get brown, and you suddenly feel heavy after being elated and in this cloud nine feeling from Europe. You land on your country and you feel sorry. I mean, you don't really feel that sorry for our country, but you feel sorry why we treat our country and our how we put dignity to ourselves and how we treat the environment. That's how you feel sorry about. Do you also have that same feeling?
Yes, yes. In fact, when the airplane, you can see from the window, you think, oh, there's typhoon again, there's rain. But no, this is pollution, because the clouds
Hmm.
are dark, and sometimes your airplane has to turn around and around before it landed, because you cannot see the runway because of pollution. But it is improving. And during pandemic, it is nice because we can see already the contour of the sea, because not
Yeah,
so many
True.
vehicles are on the street. It's
that's
it's
the
really
silver
peaceful.
lining. That's the silver lining of this pandemic. But you see, a lot of people dreams of being like you, going away from the Philippines. It's wa- uh, 3 in 4 Filipinos, according to the SWS survey, dreams of leaving the country and not returning. Why is it that you came back?
That's a very good question. There is always a tingling in my mind that there's no place like home. I hope I did not make any wrong decision to come back. But I was in Germany and other industrialized countries, and I think they don't need me there. So I come back to the Philippines and I do something, even if in sacrifice of my pockets and of my health. And it's okay because maybe there's a calling. I don't know. You see,
Okay.
the
So what do you think would be the most difficult decision that you made to pursue that calling?
mm, I just like to do something for my Filipinos, for my co-Filipinos. I did not even say what is the priority or what is the most important. I just like to do something for them. And I think it is bearing fruits because sometimes I think I teach organic farming to farmers, even if they hated me. I go to them and tell direct to their nose that this is chemically treated. No, you must not do that. And when I turn my back, they scorn at me, but they do it after some times. Like when they branded me to be the most expensive Asian woman in Germany, not because I'm expensive, but because I changed somehow the Sunday apron culture. Because the
Mm-hmm.
women are it's a very typical housewives and very industrious, would like only to work on Sundays with their aprons. And I said, no, I don't do it. I asked my husband to treat me on Sundays because I work from Monday to Saturday. And the women were saying, oh, this Asian woman is notorious and she is expensive. She should not be in this village. But few months
So you
later,
mu-
they
you
followed
must
it.
so you must
Yes.
rule the world. Women rule the world. Anyway, when you left the country, when you travel, you left the country for Germany. It's out of love. Is that correct?
Out of love, meaning I
Yes,
left
because you fell in
Germany.
love.
No,
You
I
left the
love
Philippines
Germany.
because you left the Philippines because you got married and fell in love. Was that the
Yes,
reason? And then you came back
yes,
because you also love the country.
yes. You are right.
Mm.
And I left Germany not because I don't love, but I also love, but because they don't need me there. So I said I go back because they have everything. And I come back to the
Mm-hmm.
Philippines. Maybe my countrymen needs me
If I
unofficially.
if I may ask, did you bring your husband also with you in the Philippines?
No, he
Oh,
was in
he
the
did not.
Philippines for several years. Yes,
Okay.
he was in the
I was just
Philippines for
thinking.
several years.
So, Mom, Mom
I was
Dewi,
just think. I was just thinking with Dr Ria. She believes in karma, so she must have told her husband, "I went to Germany for you. Now you have to come to Philippines for me."
yeah, Mom Dewi was, I mean, for the way I told Mom Dewi yesterday when we were talking at the phone that it's very important in my case, hosting this YouTube really is a learning experience, not just for the viewers but also for us who are doing hosting. In fact, I learned from all the other previous uh, guests. And yesterday, when I was telling that to Mom Dewi, sabi ko, you know what, Mom Dewi, I really like listening to the people, especially those who were there years ago, years ahead of me. And I was stuck with what she said. What did you say? Do you remember, Mom Debbie, yesterday? When somebody already knows a lot of things and still willing to learn?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then you said it's humility.
Yes. Yes, Doc Ria. In fact, I observe you are an accomplished woman, not just a lady, but a woman, and yet you still would like, your heart and mind is still open for any new things that you would like to have. And I find that humility, because you are still open to new things which you learn from your other guests that you hosted. And because there are other people that are accomplished already and said, why should I learn something from them? I'm already accomplished, right? And here you're still open minded and would like to welcome new ideas. And this is one of the nice traits of humility. And I really salute you for this.
I
Yeah.
was so
And
happy
I'm
when I heard that. I'm also happy, Doctor, to hear that because I'm promoting feminine genius. Because they thought feminine genius about smart women. No, it's not. Because number one trait of a feminine genius is humility. From Mother Teresa, from Santa Rita, it's humility and sacrifice. In fact,
Yeah.
I actually wanted, Ma'am Dewi is one of the few people I met that has inspired me so much because I think every second of her life was spent productively. Every second of her life was spent productively. And so I also wanted Mom Debbie to be part of the feminine genius because um, your thoughts, your all of this will be a you have to leave that to ask the young generation. You have we would be learning
uh,
so much from the
Dr.
wisdom
Ria,
of God.
younger, younger,
Younger,
younger generation.
younger.
We're not young anymore. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But Ma'am Dewi, I also believe that even if you're at what stage at any stage of your life, you have to learn because what we advocate also with the commission is lifelong learning. Even if you're retired, even if you are retired, you finished your education, you still have to learn. So with that, what are you learning now?
I am learning how to adjust and to make my present project progress, or
Mm-hmm.
to innovate and be creative. You see, um, I have to do a good turn daily. You remember, good turn daily, even in the form of just smiling to somebody when he is actually your enemy. You smile at that. You have done a good turn daily. And I said,
I'm
I have
sorry.
to
I'm
do a
sorry.
good turn.
Good turn.
Yes,
I'll
good
Turn.
how do you spell that?
turn.
Good turn. Turn.
Turn. You
Oh,
have to
okay.
Turn.
good turn daily.
Daily. That's a new
Yeah.
term.
Good turn.
If
Good
if you
turn.
if you feed your
But
pet, you have done a good turn. You see,
mm-hmm. But Doc,
and
Mom Dewi, you've been an innovator all your life. You've been an artist. What is there to learn? What are you learning now? Like there must be something new that's challenging you. There must be something that you need to ponder on and reflect so that you can be using your wisdom so you can solve a particular problem. What is it that you're learning at this stage? Because if we are the fact that we are advocating or teaching people that every stage of life is a learning experience, what is something new for you that you are now starting to learn?
Or
some
are you still I know you're still into that or you just wanted to relax
Or you said
in life?
challenge to learn so that you need to overcome something like because I know I've seen you in a as a very successful person. So once you are in the at the top, there must be something that you want to learn more.
actually
Or is it
learning learning process. comes every day, and
Mm-hmm.
you just don't, especially if you are in your senior stage. So it just come what you learn and what you
Mm-hmm.
would like to have. You see, unlike when you are still studying, your goal is to finish your
Mm-hmm.
course, your goal is to finish
Mm-hmm.
being a doctor, your goal like this. But now learning processes every day.
And
And what
and
is the
across
best
life.
thing? And what is the best thing is if you can duplicate this learning and give it to somebody. And that is, you are influencing others, which is very, very important.
Right now, before you used to influence housewives wearing apron in Germany. So now you are influencing what sector?
I'm trying to influence the farmers not to use chemical fertilizers. I'm trying, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Good. And
trying.
then you're focusing on
Pardon?
for women. What do you do for
Oh,
women
for
now?
women. Well, some women I always, maybe very drastic way, when they ask me to be speaker of one of the groups of women, I always tell them, don't ever, ever marry for money. Okay? One. But
Mm.
marry for love.
Okay.
Never sila. Never ka talaga sila. Okay. So I think that was a very good discussion, grabe. Ma'am, that we hope that after this talk, Castor, you, me, Ella, so we have several interests and we want to learn more from you. We want to have a collaboration with you. I want to see a tiles having your art. I want Tolai to have your art. I was so amazed when I drink a glass that has your drawing on it, your walls, your cabinet, that one Dockcaster, that one shelf of the 36,000 designs, the jewelry designs that she had. And this cabinet was actually what you call this? Um, fire protected, fireproof, etc. Okay. So, Ma'am Dewi, we're so happy to have you in our show. Paringgan mo nga kami ng iyong German message. For
Oh,
the parting message. Kasi I like the diction of Ma'am Dewi because when me and Father Benigno Beltran, our friend, no, our dear friend, Ma'am Dewi, nagje-German sila. So kami naman ni Boyet, also our friend. I know Boyet is watching, no? Boyet is watching. So, pag nagje-German sila, Caster, dumudugo yung ilong namin. Dumudugo. So, in your parting words, Ma'am Dewi, let's translate na lang sa Tagalog. German muna.
okay. Okay, I would say vielen Dank. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Hm? Ich bin so glücklich. I am very happy that you have me in your program. Ich hoffe, dass was ich gesagt habe, wird
I
helfen,
have
unser Frauen, unserer
women.
Bevölkerung, ja, Frauen is women, Bevölkerung are the citizens, mit die Kleinigkeiten, das ich habe gesagt. Vielen Dank und ich liebe dich. I love you all. Ciao.
Right.
Dank, danke der auch.
Danke.
Der auch.
Kailangan na tayo mag-aral ng Germany para madami tayong project ni Ma'am Dewi.
Dr. Ria, I studied German for a year, but I didn't learn how to speak German except for a few songs. Can you give us a oh before we end? Can you give us a song? Can you sing a German song? A small, just a small song.
Yeah, that even the
Yes,
post.
a short song. Yes,
Uh,
anything in German.
uh, Heilige Nacht, Silent Night.
Silent.
That's the only one.
Okay.
By the way,
I have this.
by the way, when you say in Germany, it is called Deutschland. Okay,
Deutschland.
Germany
Yes.
is called Deutschland. Munich is called München.
München.
München. Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will sing for ma'am. Vollauf, vollauf, Irges. It's a beer song. Because when I went to Germany, we were singing with our beer.
Uh huh.
Voll. Anyway, it's
Naka-old lang
it's okay.
tayo
I'm
yan,
sorry.
ah.
But Ma'am Dewi, I would love to also invite you to our advocacy for compassionate gold. I think the country might need a person like you who has a developmental perspective and somebody who who has this passion to help other people. Because for me, gold is not just for the rich. Gold is created or gold is being mined and gold is being traded not for rich people but to improve lives of the poor. So that's what we believe in. Gold should be glittering, should be so beautiful because it's beautiful not just because it reflects light, but it also is a reflection of how we took care of children and our environment, of women and people in the marginal sector. So that's for me how gold should be looked at, not as an element or not as a tool, an instrument to put countries down for war and to abuse people who are and exploit people who are less fortunate. For example, when you go to Africa, Cote d'Ivoire has the biggest gold reserves in the world, and yet it's one of the poorest people. It has one of the poorest people. So I believe that uh, these minerals should be used to bring people up and preserve culture and to put more compassion and humanity. So I think you would be a perfect person whom we can invite for our cause when it comes to gold and jewelry.
And
So
can
I
I
will be
make a
asking Dr.
yeah?
Ria. Yes, ma'am.
Can I make a side comment? The first thing you have
Yes.
to do is to educate and change the values first of
Mm,
the person before you can have your advocacy. Meaning, don't make them materialistic so that they know that gold is not just for money and glittering. So change the values, cultural change. That's what
Yeah.
in Africa is.
mm.
And
Yeah.
this will be a lifetime assignment for both of us.
Why, by the
Yeah.
way, Ma'am Dewi talk about cultural change. Advocaster, the feminine genius is about cultural change where deep technology revolutionizes creative industry. So, Advocaster, please
Thank you.
invite Mom in your show.
Of course, I will be inviting Ma'am Dewi to my program. We recently we won the best agriculture radio program. It was awarded by the Department of Agriculture and the Philippine Agricultural Journalists Society this year. And we would love to have you as one of our guests in in our future episodes.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
Pinoy
we can
Science.
have yes, it's a science program run by scientists who have a heart.
Beauty with the Heart.
Parang ano,
So,
no? Beauty with a heart.
yeah. Ano lang, offline, Ma'am Delvi, the pastor would be scheduling with you kung kailan kanya pwede i-guest sa kanyang Pinoy Scientist radio station. And also,
Mhm.
Ma'am Dewi, your products, you can promote your products as well. Yung mga gusto mag-avail po ng products, so paano po ba sila makaka-avail?
Uh-huh. We can have my products in my in my factory, which is located in Don Antonio Heights, 148 Don Vicente Street, or through
Oh,
you.
In,
You know the
oh
place.
yes, yes. Through me.
And
So guys,
yeah,
sige mag-proceed.
and most of our products are already featured or placed in the Facebook, and some of those who are supplying my product, they place them in the website, like what you have done
Ah,
also.
yeah,
Yes,
I will start putting
yes,
now because I just launched my e-commerce
yes,
website. I'll put your products.
yes.
Okay, that was very good, very nice. Ella, baka yung meron ka lang last word or question to ma'am?
You were
Yes, Doc Ria.
Yeah,
I'd like to ask Ma'am
Dewi.
Dowie. Yeah,
Dewi.
Dewi.
Dowie.
Let,
Why it is
Dewi.
Dewi. Sorry. Ma'am Dewi, why it is being why is that you're being called an expensive woman in Asia?
As
I'm
what,
just curious because
yeah,
my friends
as
are
what
asking
I
also.
explained a while ago, that during Sundays, the women where I stayed in Germany, the most idyllic, quiet, typical German village, they wear their aprons, they clean their household, they cook excellent food for their husbands, and this is tradition. Every Sunday they do like this, okay? And I was the first foreigner in that village, and I refused, not that I'm lazy, but I refuse to wear my apron and cook the meals for my husband who's enjoying his pub time outside and me cooking alone in the kitchen. So I refused to wear my apron, and I told my husband, no, you bring me out on Sunday because Monday and Saturday I'm working like hell. I'm working very hard. And when I asked my husband to bring me out for dinner or bring me out for outings, they said it's so expensive to eat outside because in Germany it's really expensive to eat outside for a formal eating and for nice food. And so the villagers said, oh, this is an expensive Asian woman. And besides, I'm a jeweler, I make expensive jewelries, and when they see that I wear this jewelry, they would say, oh, this is the most expensive Asian woman. That's how they branded me. It's not expensive because I spend so much, but because I changed their tradition from apron culture to an innovative woman that must complain that they have to nag their husband to bring them out on Sundays. And they said, oh, you have to bring me out on Sundays. I'm working very hard. And how come you don't treat me on Sundays? The husband scorned at me and branded me, oh, your wife is really an expensive Asian woman. You see?
so
That's
that's
I
the
how this
reason.
got
works.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you see the book, which the cover of the book is the most expensive woman
Expensive woman
in
in
Asia.
Asia.
Besides, really, I have expensive jewelries that I made, but that's beside the point. It is because they thought I was eating expensive, wearing expensive, and I am weird because I I complain. And normally, housewives in Germany are very obedient. They seldom complain. You see, and for me,
Yes.
as what I told uh, Dr. Ria yesterday, if I don't like to do it, I kick the man out of my bed.
You know what she means, Ella, no? To start kicking.
Grabe. To the highest level.
Right, to the
and
highest level.
Ma'am Dewi, coming from from the most expensive woman in Asia, that's a priceless uh, time. Thank you very much for the priceless moment and the priceless teachings that you have shared to all of us,
All
including
us.
not just me, Doc Ria, and Miss Ella, but also to the viewers of the Feminine
Okay.
Genius and Dr. Ria. So YouTube channel. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you
Yes. We hope to see you, ma'am.
for another
So we will take better
for
advice.
another priceless moment, memorable,
Yes.
priceless.
Thank you so much to all of you and also to your viewers. It's a pleasure, I would say, to be a part of you and to be a part of your advocacy. And now you ask me for 5 words, isn't it?
But, but don't say it, ma'am. You will just chat it to me.
Okay, I'll just chat it to you.
So 5 words, you will
Oh,
just chat, but they will guess.
Dr. Ria,
Okay,
I
I
need
hope you
to.
Yes. So now
I
we are
hope you have a chance to visit me so that
okay.
Okay.
you can have a chance to see also the smallest cucumber that planted one time and harvest for the next 30 years.
Okay. We
Oh,
That
will
will
see
be
you then.
something.
amazing.
So that has been our expensive Asian woman, Ma'am Dewi Hanrieder. Thank you for gracing the show and hope to see you very, very soon for our communication jewelry. Bye
Yes.
Yes,
now.
okay. Bye.
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 Okay.
All right.
Hello.
Whew, Ella. Hello, Ella.
Hi.
Busog na busog tayo sa lecture ni Ma'am. Grabe.
Oo. Parang fresh na fresh pa rin ma'am 'no, hindi nakakasawa. Ang saya pala niyang kausap.
Yes, and we will have dinner with her. Baka i-move natin ng Sunday yung dinner natin with her.
Oo, ayan. Shout out
Okay,
po sa
so
13 viewers po ni Dr. Ria Liza.
yes, it's very inspiring.
Medyo natambakan lang ang ating StreamYard ng comments. But anyway, ayan si Ma'am Kat. Uh-huh.
So we can have our words.
Yeah, I think meron ka na naka-ready, ma'am.
Yes, meron tayong naka-ready dito. We have,
Actually,
gagawin ko 6 kasi nagdagdag ako na isa.
okay.
Okay, 6. So,
Shall we? All right, sige. You may proceed on that game. Iniisip ko kasi if
tulungan mo ako
iniisip ko
habang bigay ng
kasi
clue, ah.
uh, ano yung mga sige. Kasi yung words kanina hindi ko naman nakuha. Nandoon yata siya.
Sa'yo, diba?
Oo,
Yung,
nandiyan na siya. Nakita ko yung
thumbs up.
isang word. Ano po prizes hosts? Thank you, Ma'am Dewi. Learned a lot tonight. Busog na busog. Ayan, thank you sa'yo, Sir Ron. Ron Anjan Belbestri. Ayan, thank you so much, sir. And shoutout sa Glanians dyan. Mga friends po ni Sis Chichay Channel. Andyan po
So
si Ate
biglaan.
LV.
Okay, thank you.
At si
And
LV Villamor. Meron pa ako nabasa kanina. Masyado. Hindi ko nabasa lahat. Cherry Love Mateo. Also, Ma'am Kat. Nandyan si Ma'am Kat. Yung loyal fan po ni Dr. Ria Liza.
yes, of course. Hello, Ma'am Kat.
I've seen Sharon TV channel also and Showbiz World a while ago. And who else? Joneline Inding, ayan. Inabangan ko talaga yung mga comments mo. Very attentive siya, Ma'am Ria.
Oh, very attentive
Nakikinig
talaga
talaga
siya.
siya. Oo. Bawat lines na sasabihin ng guest na magustuhan niya, sasabihin niya agree. Tapos pero siya mga mahabang statement. Ayan, sabi niya dito, I know it's her official because when I order, ayan. So, ibig sabihin, tasted niya yung product ni Ma'am Dewi. Alright, Ma'am Ria, the floor is yours para sa game.
Tulungan mo ako magbigay ng hint, Ella.
Ala, yun lang. Sabay ganun.
Parang
I'll try.
ang hirap ng hint yung number 1 eh. Doon tayo mag-proceed sa number 2.
Teka na. Hindi ko alam yung word ng number 2. Can you, ma'am, inform me dito sa
Wala nga,
Sa
hindi ko maganda
private
yung ano.
private
I cannot see the private chat eh.
ay gano'n. I-ano
Ah,
kita,
ano,
message kita, ma'am.
ang nakikita ko kasi ditong private chat, yung chat ng mga viewers natin.
Ayan, ma'am. Nakita mo?
Hindi.
Ay,
Wala.
hindi pa rin? Alright.
Oo.
O sige, ma'am. Dito na
Check
lang ako
natin.
titingin sa GC na lang. Tingnan ko.
Doon tayo sa ano natin, sa ating, chinat ko sa'yo, nag-thumbs up ka. Doon tayo sa number 2 mag-umpisa. Okay, first word. Madali ito eh. Isang, tingin ko
Ay, oo.
salita ko lang ng ano, na isang clue, may sagot na eh. Okay, isang
Ah.
clue. Ito lang pa, isa-isang clue. It's a country.
Ay, ang dali, ma'am. Naku. Obviously, binanggit yan kanina ni
It's a
ano.
country. Oh, kita
Ayun,
mo.
oh, may nauna tayo. I think it's Ron. Tama ba ako ang nauna?
Yeah, it's wrong.
Ron. Ron. Pangalawang si Ma'am Kat.
Kahit na chat ng chat si Ron kanina, nakikinig pa rin siya.
Oo.
Okay?
Very attentive din. Teka, nawala yung ano mo, chat mo sa akin. Wow! Mega shoutout po sa 16 viewers po ni Dr Ria. Dumagdag
Ano,
ha.
sa Facebook, sa Facebook.
Aya,
Dali,
nakita ko na.
dali, number 2, next. Hirap pa. Dapat si
Na,
Ma'am
ano ba? Oo, ano kaya?
ito yung
Dapat
ano,
parang,
ito yung, sabi niya, all of us are blank. So
oh,
siya,
kasi ano, siya,
in-express
ganun
niya
kasi
yun
siya.
through jewelries.
Yes.
Anong word niya kanina sa kanyang ano, ang sinabi niya is,
One word lang siya, guys. One word.
hindi, sabi niya, everyone is an artist. Everyone is an artist. So, everyone is an artist. So, this word is about yung kanyang pinopromote na something na through sa jewelry niya ine-express. Meron ng sumagot.
Ay, nanalo si Johnny Lynn. Attentive talaga to.
Sabihin mo words natin.
I know the
Number
number. Sir
4.
Ron, you have to message your number ha. Teka, ma'am. Yung ballpen ko, nasaan ko nilagay? Nawala yung ballpen eh.
Una si Ron, yeah, all Filipinos are creative. Oh, tamo mo.
Correct.
Oh,
Agree siya, agree.
talaga si ano, si Johnny Lynn.
Correct.
Okay. Yes, hi. Hello, my friend. Boyet, as expected, Ma'am Dewi brought the house down. Ma'am Ria, you're getting better every episode. Yes, lalo na, Boyet, pag sumalang na yung ating the presidential ball.
Wow. Sana all may guest na ganon.
Nag-run talaga siya as a Philippine president. No? So watch out for that. Okay? Next
Mhm.
word. Dali din to eh.
Madali yan.
Teka lang ah. Ano bang clue doon? Ikaw nga magbigay ng clue.
Naku, mahuhulaan nila kaagad.
O ganito na lang.
Ay, ito yung
Ano na lang, letter na
something.
lang. Start of the letter. Start of the word pala. Start of the word.
Ay, mama, madali masyado. Yung dulo.
Teka pa natin kahihirapan.
Something to be given every lahat ng occasions, 'di ba? Kasi occasion by occasions something
Actually,
na binibigay ito eh.
this is the product na binigay ni Ma'am Dewi na ginagawa niya yung mga mga VIP, mga VIPs. Yung Miss Utopia, yung Princess of Utopia, binigyan din niya nun eh. Ginawa niya nun. Meron siyang 36,000 designs nun.
Oh.
At nagsusupply pa 36,000 designs. Kaso she only has one neck, sabi niya, di ba?
Ayun, we have a winner.
Si Jonely na naman.
Oo.
Very good, Jonely.
Yun.
Ito. Ito madali din to for sure. The answer is jewelry. The answer is jewelry.
Yes.
Another
Pang,
word,
pang fourth na yan, ma'am, no? Fourth.
pang fourth na to. Oo.
Oo.
Um, ito yung ano, ang size niya is 2.5 inches. Haba niya is 2.5 inches. Ano yon?
Oh! Ano yan? Ayan, we have a winner. Ang bilis. Ang dali naman kasi ng mga binigay ni guest.
So, sabi ni Boyet, confirm that our presidential will be on board October 17. Wow. So, meron na tayo. 17 o 10? Boyet, I think it's
17?
10.
So we have a winner, ma'am. It's
Oh, we have a winner.
Ron again.
Ma'am Kat, mukhang bumabagal ka.
Oo,
Sino
naunahan ka ni
si
Ma'am
Ma'am Kat ba
Ron.
nauna
Ay, ni
kanina?
Ma'am Ron. Sir Ron.
Ma'am Kat ba number 1? Hindi, kanina.
Si Ron pa rin.
Si Ron pa din.
Yeah, twice na si Ron.
Bumabagal ka, Ma'am Kat,
Tingnan
ha?
natin sa last word, ma'am, kung kaya nilang
Ito,
hulaan.
next word, yun na
Yan ang
yung
medyo mahirap.
medyo mahirap. Sige. May sinabi dito si Ma'am saglit lang ha. Tignan ko lang sa aking notes. Sabi niya, be blank. Yun lang pa sulat ko.
Oo. It's actually a good character di ba?
It's a character na you don't easily give up. You're tough.
Yes. Na-encounter ko tong term na to sa boss ko dati sa parang innovations company ba yun? First company na
It's
ano?
one word na it's
I think
about
we have a winner.
wala pa.
Meron na.
Meron na.
Meron na. Am I right?
Oo.
Ma'am Kat? Am I right, Ma'am Ria?
Tumawag siya. Kailangan pala hinihirapan para si Ma'am Kat.
Oo.
Ano?
Siya na una, very resilient. Galing naman ni Ma'am Kat. Attentive. Attentive
Ito,
siya.
Hi, Sylvia. Hello, hi, always pretty Ma'am Ria. I'll join next time sa quiz. Happy for your great guest, Sylvia. Yeah. Hello, Sylvia. So, ito. Itong word na to. Ito yung word na sinabi sa akin ni Ma'am na when you have the passion to learn more. Even if you know a lot of things na but you still want to learn more. Tapos sabi ko yung gano'n, this is the number one definition of the feminine genius. What is this?
Oh, I know the answer. Na-chat ko pa yata yan kanina.
ito yung word na sabi ko, I was so touched, nakausap ko kahapon si Ma'am Dewi. Tapos sabi niya, Doc Ria, sabi niya, even if you are already, na may na-accomplish ka na, but still you wanted to learn more.
Pwede sumagot.
Sabi ko, I was so touched because that is the number one characteristic of a feminine genius. Feminine genius is not about being smart.
Pwedeng sumagot.
The one is about sumagot. Humility. Ayun na, may nakasagot na.
No.
Langyak.
Ay, that's my husband.
Sana si Eva May pwede rin yung be humble eh.
Oo.
Hi, Eva May.
Sino si Eva May?
Iniisip ko din eh. Are you my friend, Eva May? Eva May pa yun? Or you also a Glanyan?
Sabi ni Chicha, ikaw yan, sis. Oo, nakinig kasi ako eh. Nakikinig ako, pero hindi yan sinabi ni Ma'am Ria yung sagot. Ang tawag dito, ma'am, nalimutan ako. Ano ba yun? Ma'am, remember, meron kang friend before nanalo ng 50 Gcash. Hindi nagsisend sa kanya yung number. I-recall ko lang, baka nandito siya. Mananawagan, no? Si Remedios Majera. If,
Remedios Mahera. Paano hindi nagsasend? Nagre-reject?
bumabalik siya eh.
Eh di sana chinat mo siya para nagbigay siya ng ibang number.
Hindi ko siya, ano ma'am, friend sa FB.
Sige, sabihin ko.
Si
Remedios Mahera, nandiyan ka na.
Mahera.
Hindi pala naibigay sa'yo yung price mo. Pero guys,
Oo.
next week kapag madami tayo, pag nakita kong mga 100 watching, 1,000 na ang price.
Wow! Wow, sana all.
Pag 100 watching kasi pag nakita ko yung nag-register, diba? 1,000 na yung price.
Oo. So, di ba meron ka pang pa-price?
Yes, oo. Tingnan natin ba yung mga iba pang friends na nandyan na hindi pa nagsha-shout out. Thank you, Boyet. Boyet is our common friend.
Kailan yung 1,000 na price, Char?
Kapag may 100 watching, 100 views, 100 watching.
Isa lang ang mananalo.
Hindi. 1,000 each.
Yung 100 person? Joke lang. So, if ever meron pong viewer si Dr. Ria Liza na 100, so magbibigay,
Sabay-sabay
magpaparaffle ka ng 1,000.
each.
Ilang 1,000, ma'am?
5 din.
5. Wow! Sana all.
Mahirap na word, syempre.
Ang bongga naman. Iba talaga pag mga doctor. Ibang level. Anyway, may game pa si Ma'am Ria. So, wag mawala ng pag-asa yung ano dyan, yung ibang hindi nanalo. Meron pa tayong idadrop na link ng video po ni Dr. Ria Liza. All you have to do is magko-comment dito sa video niya. So, madali lang naman to. Wait lang, i-share ko lang yung video ni Ma'am Ria. Flex natin, Mama, yung video mo. Tapos, so remember, meron pong mga guests si Ma'am last week. Yan, ibababa ko lang yung isang link na lang, Ma'am Ria, para hindi sila mahirapan.
Oo, tama.
Yeah. For a while. Kasi hindi ko siya niload dahil baka magloko yung iyong kanina presentation. Pwede rin nila kasing hulaan, ma'am, sino yung guest mo. Pwedeng ganun din. Ayan, in the meantime, while waiting, pwede kang magtanong sa kanila, ma'am, ng ano ba yung mga tanong nila kanina doon sa napanood nilang presentation.
Yes, oo. Guys, may mga I will now open the Q&A kasi sabi naman sorry no, hindi tayo live kasi syempre, Ma'am Dewi has to rest early kasi tayo naman tayo yung mga night owl. So, do you have any questions about Ma'am Dewi? Hi, Sylvia. Ay, naku, join ako dyan, haha, promise. Yeah. Yes, Sylvia. Sylvia, reassure, di ba? October, I think October 17 ang reassure. Kaya nga, Boyet, if you're still there, Boyet, the presidential should be next week. Hindi ko sinasabi mo na yung name, pero yung reassure. Kasi kasi Ella, it's a birthday month.
Wow, kaya pala, bongga.
And di ba naman, my new award?
Sabi ni Sylvia, is this your friend?
Yeah, Sylvia is my
Oo.
friend. So,
Join daw
kailangan
siya.
mag-celebrate tayo ng October because it's not just because my birth month, but also because of my new award.
Ay, yes.
Yes. So, ang awarding ko is on October 8. So, FYI lang sa ating mga viewers. So, I won the most prestigious Alberto M. Yao Intellectual Property Award given by the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines and the Philippine Chamber for Commerce and Industry. So ito po yung pinaka-highest award para sa mga invention. So tuwang-tuwa ako kasi yung product ko, the Polite products, won that prestigious award. And my among 43 entries. And ang aking awarding ay sa October 8. October 8. This is a very special gift for me and for Polite. Okay. Kaya tayo magkakaroon ng pre and post uh, birthday episodes kung saan guys, hindi lang isa yung guest, madami yung guest.
Mm.
Ayun, dadami na yun for sure. Magwa 100 yun. Pag nag 100 yun, pack na pack yun, Ella.
Oo, correct. Sana
Thank you,
makapag-invite
Ma'am
si
Kat.
Sis Chichay din ng Glanians kasi sobrang dami nila. Almost 300 yata sila eh. Anyway, eto na po ibababa ko yung link ng isang video from Dr. Ria Liza's channel. All you have to do is, lahat po pwedeng sumali ha, lahat po kayo, 12 million viewers po ni Dr. Ria Liza dyan. Lahat po kayo pwedeng sumali, mag-comment po kayo sa link na ibababa po ni Dr. Ria Liza. Ito po yung okay. Ayan, may sinabi po si Dr. Ria Liza, please comment on this link. So, yung link na yan ay video po yan na makikita natin sa channel ni Dr. Ria Liza. So, remember po yung ating Noble Queen na guest. So, magko-comment po tayo ng bonggang-bongga doon. Related lang po sa video ha, na napanood natin. And meron po tayong hashtag na i-shoutout at the end of our comment. So, ang ating pong i-shoutout ay hashtag Go Dr. Ria. Ayan. At the end of your comment, mag-hashtag po tayo ng hashtag Go Dr. Ria. Ayan. So, pupunta po kayo sa link na ito and magko-comment po kayo. And then, after nyo mag-comment, babalik po kayo dito, mag-shoutout po kayo ng done. Ayan po. So, while waiting po sa kanila, Ma'am Ria, i-flex natin yung video mo para medyo masaya. Para yung mga hindi naman nakanood nung time na yon, makita nila ngayon sa screen. Ay,
So, ang
grabe.
gagawin nila, i-click nila yung binigay mong link. So, mapupunta sila sa link na yon, di ba? Kung
Yes,
napunta
ma'am.
sa link na yon, kailangan nyo mag-comment ng maganda kasi pipili kami ng pinakamagandang comment. Tama, Ella?
Yes.
Piliin namin yung pinakamagandang comment, yun yung may prize. Pero pagka-comment nyo, babalik ulit kayo dito sa link na to, tapos lalagay nyo done. Pag nag-comment pala kayo, kailangan may hashtag Go Dr. Ria para makita namin sino nag-comment. Tapos,
Yes.
yung pinakamagandang comment. Balik kayo dito, sabihin yung done.
Pinakamaganda, pinakamahaba.
Galang-galang. Galing-galing mo always. Yes, Sylvia, thank you, thank you. Alam mo na, when God is good, God will take control of everything. It's all given by God.
Yes.
Uh, okay? So, habang pumupunta sila sa link, yung iba nagpunta na siguro sa link, no?
Mm-hmm.
Tayo naman, ano ginagawa natin dito? Mag-flex ka.
I-share ko yon yung video. So, ito yun.
Ito si Asian woman. Yan.
Nakita
Si
niyo na.
Noble Queen of the Universe.
Yeah. Na-impress din ako dito sa kanya eh.
And Jeanette was a very good friend of the expensive
Expensive.
woman, and she was assisting all the way, no?
Wow.
She was assisting Ma'am Dewi in all the technical matters para makapag-live si Ma'am Dewi.
Wow. Thank you so much pala kay Miss Jeanette.
Yeah, Miss Jeanette is the Nobel Queen of Sweden, but actually, she won the Nobel Queen of the Universe. Hindi lang basta Sweden, of the universe.
Talaga, ma'am?
Yes. Siya yung grand winner.
Makakalimutin ako eh. Di ko maalala yan.
Siyempre, this is
Actually, sabi ni Mami yan, wow, Miss Universe. Gumanon nga si Mami.
Because these are women of substance. Ito yung mga women na magaganda na
Mabait.
nagko-community work pa. So, madaming community work kasi si Janet.
I see.
So, isa pa lang yung done. I love you, Sylvia.
Ma'am Kat is done. Thank you so much, Ma'am Kat.
So, pupunta po kayo doon sa link na yon, tapos magko-comment at maglalagay ng hashtag Go Dr. Ria. And then, mananalo yung pinakamaganda yung comment.
Oh, you watch first at least 1 minute, 1 to 3 minutes, better. And then magko-comment kayo. And then after that, balik kayo sa live chat ni Ma'am and then say shout out niyo po yung Dan. I hope na i-watch niyo po muna ng at least 1 to 3 minutes ha kasi ah para ma-boost yung video ni Noble Queen sa channel po ni Dr. Ria Liza. Ayan, shoutout po sa 9 million viewers now, 10 million na. Yung iba kasi ongoing yung panonood.
Yeah, pero you know what, Ella? But after the showing, the live stream, makikita natin 100 plus yung views.
Yeah.
Meaning they all just come and go yung iba. Ganun ba yung meaning nun?
Yes, may lumabas, may bumalik, may nagstay. Pero ang pinaka importante doon yung nagstay ng matagal. Yung hindi siya lumabas. Mas malaki ang impression ni Lolo sa channel mo.
Lolo is wifey, ah. Lolo is wifey.
Yes, si Lolo yun si Whitey. Ayan, we have 2. Dalawa po ang tapos na. Sino pa dyan ang sumali dyan? Sana lahat po tayo mag-comment po para naman masaya. Tignan natin yung sino yung pinaka the best na commenter. Tama ba yung term ko, commenter?
Oo, pwede na rin commenter. Para sa video ng ating Noble Queen of the Universe. Noble Queen, Feminine Genius meets the Noble Queen of Sweden.
Mm-mm.
And we're having dinner with them. Bukas ko i-confirm sa'yo, Ella, yung exact date. Baka sa Sunday.
Ayan, baka sana Sunday na lang.
Oo. Baka Sunday kasi Thursday yata may lakad si Ma'am.
Tapos,
Whether you're still
syempre
there,
pag Sunday,
Thursday.
I can make vlogs during travel or while we are eating. I can make of course, video and then editing. Ganun lang.
So we'll have that. Tayong tatlo nila, Doc Castor, and then the first Jeanette and the brother of Jeanette, plus Boyet, our friend, and then...
How about Sir J? It's a separate...
This is, in Singapore eh.
Oh.
So he can't come with us.
He can't come. Maybe in his available schedule next
Iba
time.
dapat na magko-co-host din si Jay eh. Mas maganda mag-co-host siya. Busy yata si Jay. Sana next week makapag-co-host.
Sana.
Oo.
Yung may presidential, ma'am.
Oo. So, dalawa lang talaga silang sumali.
I don't know. May hahabol pa ba? Kasi 12 tayo kanina, so 4 yung ongoing siguro na
may lumabas pa. So,
baka nag-watch pa talaga sila up to 3 minutes. Galing naman. Dalawa lang ang nagdan. Congrats, my dear. Ayan, natapasa ko na pala kanina. You look good in orange, Ma'am Ria.
Actually, this is red.
Red ba? Looks like orange in my phone.
Oo, sa akin din. Orange na nakikita ko sa screen.
Sa phone, oo. So, red pala yan.
Oo, red to. Actually, pag suot ko to, gumaganda ako. Siguro bagay sa akin yung red.
Totoo, ma'am.
Makabili nga ng maraming red.
Bagay sa'yo yung red. Well, malapit na rin kasi ang birthday mo.
Yeah. Talagang masaya ako.
Let's sing happy birthday to Dr. Ria.
May
Yun na
cake,
bang
dapat
pa-birthday
may
mo, yung
pa-cake, dapat may
pa-dinner?
pa-cake sa ano sa pre and post birthday episode.
'Pag may ano na, 'pag may sabay gano'n.
Sana
Puwede tayo
marami
puwede
manonood
tayo
niyan.
oo, puwede tayong mag-ano,
Mag
i i-live natin yung cake. Happy birthday, ayan, from Ma'am Kat, 'yan.
thank you, Ma'am Kat, and thank you, Jonelyn.
Ay, meron pa bang hahabol diyan? So, dalawa lang ang mananalo, dalawa lang ang pagpipilian ba ni lolo?
Oo.
Actually ano, hinihintay ko yung Glanians, eh, sana sumali sila. Si Sir Ron, sila Elvis,
Elvis, oo. Bakit
Sylvia,
wala si Chichay?
ha?
Sa kanya yun, di ba?
Sabi nila,
Glanyan.
"Hala baka tatapusin nila ma'am." Hindi naman. Sabi ko lang ano, watch nila ng 1 minute.
1 minute lang.
1 minute to 3 minutes. Actually mahaba na nga yung 3 minutes, eh. 1 minute lang is enough and then
Kanina
ano,
si Glanyans. Kay
friendship nila Chichay
Chichay.
channel.
Chichay.
Pero baka
Pero
kasi
si Chichay siya ngayon. Nag-leave na siya. Kanina nandito siya.
kanina nandito siya, ano, nag-LS kasi yun sa Chichay around, parang around 6 PM yata or 5.
May
Tapos
kakapasabay ako
nakapag-shoutout
eh.
ako, kaya sabi ko, "Sis Chichay baka puwedeng pa-thumbs up naman ng ano, LS ni Ma'am Ria." Aba, ang bilis mo sumuporta agad.
May kasabay tayo si Rain Rose.
Actually, oo ma'am, Sis
Pwede niya ba
Rainrose,
i-move yung niya, yung kanyang LS?
hindi ma'am, eh, naka-ano yun, naka-schedule yun nung ano pa, nung last week pa, oo. Kaya parang nahati yung friends.
Oo, lahat yung ating friends. So,
Mm,
siguro dalawa lang talaga yung nagsali na yan.
try
Baka
natin.
nawala na sila Ron. Ron, are you there? Ron and LV? Parang andyan pa sila LV eh.
Oo, yung friend mo si Sylvia,
Si Sylvia, she's based in Arizona. So ngayon, ay maaga na sa kanila. Grabe, alam mo napupuyat siya, di siya natutulog. Inaabangan niya yung late night.
gano'n.
Mm. Arizona pa kasi siya eh.
So, Ma'am Kat greeted you already, Ma'am Ria, in advance. So, happy birthday. And then, Jonelyn also, ayan, greeted you, Ma'am Ria. Happy birthday to you too.
Ako pa yata ngayon yung isang YouTube ni Janet, no? Jonelyn. Are you handling that? Yung YouTube ni Janet? Yung ngayon na pinopromote niya? Pinopromote siya ngayon eh.
Uy, hindi ko nahingi yung number ni Sir Ron. Ay, message ko na si Sis Chichay.
Ayun, oo.
Kasi ang winners natin si Ma'am Kat, si Jonelyn, may numbers na ako sa kanila. Si Sir Ron lang yon. I created all of them. Wow!
Jonelyn lahat.
Amazing!
Ano
Oo.
yung Jonelyn? Always pre-recorded?
Have you subscribed also, Ma'am Rhea, sa channel ni Jonelyn?
Yeah, last week pa. Sa kanilang dalawa, nag-subscribe na ako.
Wow. Anyway, parang wala nang habol. So,
Wala
pick
na
na tayo ng
hahapon.
winner. Pick tayo ng winner na.
Wala tayo ng winner, oo.
Share ko lang ha sa screen yung ating comment taker. This is, ayan. Charan! Detect natin kung ilan ang nag-comment. Kung dalawa, confirmed nga ma'am, dalawa lang ang sumali. Ayan. So, it's okay. Kung may habol diyan, shoutout na lang po kayo. Ayan. Sayang wala yung Glanians. Okay. Ano, go na, Ma'am Ria? Nanonood po yata sila, ma'am. Nanonood pa ba sila, Ma'am Kat? Nanonood po pa po yata sila, ma'am. Hintayin natin. I took those from the TV station and ayan, basahin muna natin yan, Ma'am Ria. Siya mismo ang nag-video. Kinuha lang niya from the technical staff from all the events. She has been some are recorded from my phone. Mhm. Nakamute ka yata, Ma'am Ria.
So, Jonelyn, nag-backtrack ka ng lahat ng past events. Yeah, 8 views. So, yung iba kasi baka nasa kabilang link. Yung link na pinare-review.
Oo, baka nanonood pa sila or baka naligaw na ng Janine kasi may mga nagla-livestream. Ayan.
So, Jonelyn, how long mo ginagawa ang isang episode?
Ayan.
Isang episode, Jonelyn, gaano kahaba?
Wala daw sabi, wala nga
2
daw
to
kasi
3 hours. Okay.
mukhang
2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours. Mukhang naligaw na sila, ma'am, sa iba.
Ayun si
Okay.
Teacher Leon.
That's my angel. Big channel na rin yan si angel ko. Video editing and graphic design. Oh, I like that. Dati
So,
hate ko
you're a
yan.
graphic artist, Jonelyn. Ay, si Chicha yun, dumating na. Hi, Chichay.
Sis Chichay, sali ka sis. Nasaan na yung mga taga-Glanians?
Graphic artist ka, Jonelyn.
Sis Chichay, akyat ka sis if you want. Okay lang, Ma'am Ria, di ba? Kasi tapos naman yung yung presentation. Ayan, Ma'am Kat, you can join with us para makilala mo si Ma'am Ria. And, actually, nakita mo na din sila, ma'am, no? Hindi pa. Si Chofi pala yun, ang umakyat before na nakita ka na.
Web developer po, Doc, and digital marketing consultant. I see. Okay.
Oh, ito yung gusto kong work din eh. Baka naman may isang project pa dyan, sis, na pwede sabay ganun. Pwede ibigay sa akin, charot. Ayan, so naligaw mo sa iba. Naligaw na nga si Chichay, baka naman pwede silang mahila ulit. Kasi nagpapa-comment picker kami ni Ma'am Ria dito sa video ni Miss Universe. Miss Universe tuloy. The Noble Queen of the Miss Universe. Tama ba, ma'am? The Noble Queen of the Universe. Si Miss Sweden.
Sa kanya, hobby na lang po ang video editing at graphic.
Hobby na lang po yung video editing at graphic design. Ibig sabihin niya, hilig talaga niya. Yun nga, I'm asking her, ano yung ginagamit niyang tool? Tama ba sis? Ano yung sagot mo sa akin? Yung ginagamit mong pang-edit ng video? Kasi sabi niya may limitation yung ginagamit ko yung KineMaster, yung Vlogio.
Pero video editing na naka-embed sa Acer.
Saan, ma'am? Acer na laptop?
Acer, ganda. Siya na yung nagsasabay sa beat.
Talaga yung video editing? Anong pangalan? Video editing?
Hindi. Hahanapin ko. Kasi sinesearch ko lang siya. Tapos, inilagay ko lang lahat yung photos doon. Bahala na siya doon. Tapos, sinabay-sabay niya na sa beat yung paglabas.
Talaga?
Mm.
So, yung audio nun, I mean yung
Pwede
background
mo rin piliin.
background sounds niya kailangan hindi kasi copyright, eh.
Oo. Pero pwede ka mag-customize. Although magaganda rin yung mga ano niya, default, ano. Pero kaya lang very easy eh. Drag mo na lang sa isang folder, tapos bahala na siya eh. Tapos beat, sabay
Hmm,
na lang sa beat.
para siyang wine.
Mm.
Sa programming naman yung wine. Oo, siyempre mas maganda kasi yung drag and drop na lang.
Correct.
Let's
Matagal ka
make
na
ano.
YouTuber, Jonelyn. Ma'am Chichay, thank you for your ano supporters na nag-support kanina sa amin.
Naligaw sa iba, hahaha. Sana makabalik sila sis. Sis Chichay, si Ron, ano, hindi ko nakuha yung number. Pa-PM naman si Sir Ron. Ano pangalan ni Sir Ron? Anjen Belbestre. Twice pa naman siyang, ay isang beses lang pala siya nanalo. Dalawang beses siya nanalo. 100 din to ah.
Twice siya nanalo.
Mm.
Hinintay niya yan ha. Taka talaga nag-ano siya. Full time
Oo,
siya. Full ano siya. Full episode siya nanood.
oo. Kasi natuwa siya ma'am sa mga discussions na nabanggit. Kahit nga ako eh, parang tuwang-tuwa ako, bakit hindi nakakasawang pakinggan ma'am ano?
Oo.
Si Ma'am Dewi. Ano po, Doc? May question. Ay, yun na yung ginagamit niya, Doc, oh, Ma'am Ria.
Oo nga.
VSDC,
The page.
DaVinci. Ito yung DaVinci ang maganda. Resolve projects at Adobe Premiere 2020. Is this copyright ano, Sis Jonelyn? Yung mga applications na ito? Hmm, may license ba ito? Kasi ang Adobe, naku, ang mahal niyan.
Hindi siguro.
Ito ang Adobe Premiere, ma'am. License yan eh. Well, kung isa kang magaling na ano, nagagawa ng paraan yan ng IT.
Ano, yung ano, ang tawag doon,
Ah,
yung
wag,
ano yung pang...
wag na nating
Hindi,
banggitin.
ano, nagtanong ako kay Johnny din kanina. Matagal ka ng YouTuber.
Ah, parang hindi siya matagal. Parang hindi pa yata nila masyadong kina-career, pero yes, oh yes, matagal na yung YouTube channel niya.
Buti nababasa mo ako, hindi ko nababasa yung sagot niya. Ayun, yun.
Dito ako tumitingin sa kabilang cellphone kasi mas mabilis. 'Pag dito sa laptop ma-delay kasi yung ano, dating.
Okay. So,
Oh,
ano,
ayan.
pero Jonelyn, yung ano, yung YouTube ni Janet, ngayon lang. Di ba?
O parang lately lang. May baby ka rin pala 'no?
Narinig
Yung
mo?
akin tulog na sila, eh. Kanina nangungulit.
Ay,
Sabi ko
sa pagpe-play ng Roblox eh. Matagal na
pero
ata yung account
na
ko.
now lang siya may time.
Ah, tama,
Matagal na
because
yung channel niya.
I think naman lahat madaming naging YouTuber because nag-ECQ eh, di ba?
Yes ma'am, totoo. Kasi kung walang ECQ ma'am, hindi ko maasikaso ang channel ko. Kasi
Pero,
sa akin matagal na rin 'to ma'am, eh, last year pa 'to. Yung sa'yo ma'am ang bago this year talaga. Parang
ah,
parang
last
April lang yata yung sa'yo ma'am, this year.
April.
Parang April, oh, kasi nung March, dun lang ako naging active sa channel ko. Pero
Ah.
last year pa yung sa akin. 'Pag may vacancy, upload video, sabi ni Jonalyn. So ngayon lang siya
Hindi
nagkaroon.
madami ka ng ano, subscribers.
Sabi niya, Jeanette personal channel is new because we have an art.
Art Locus. Art
Locas
Law.
Vlog.
There's another YouTube.
We have a Art Locas Vlog. Okay. Kasi may website si Miss Jeanette. That's the good thing actually, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
May website ka kasi hinihingi ng YouTube yun eh.
May website din
Actually,
naman ako.
Si Ma'am Rhea merong website, oo. Ako lang yung hindi pa gumawa ng personal website kasi hindi
No,
ko
but
kasi
I
alam
am promoting the Feminine Genius. So, yung isa ko website,
meron na,
www.thefeminine, meron na,
ino-note ko.
thefeminegenius.org.
The
Because this is a
Fe
non-profit organization,
the Feminine Genius
thefeminegenius.org.
.org.
Oo.
Abangan
So,
niyo rin ang website ni Ella, charot.
yan, yan. Yan
The
yung web.
Feminine Genius.org. Noted na diyan, Ma'am Rhea. Ayan, may website si Ma'am Rhea. Actually, si Google, ma'am, nilalagyan niya ng ads yan. Nag-e-echo ako.
Nag-e-echo ka. And of
Ma
course, my website, www.po-life.com.
oo. Bakit kaya ako nag-e-echo?
Dun sa ano mo, sa cellphone mo.
Naka-mute na siya, ma'am. Yung isang dalawa kasi 'to, eh, yung supporters mo na ano, angel ko.
Jonelyn, ilan ang hinahandle mong websites? Ilan, no, YouTube. Ilan ang pinopromote mong YouTube?
Doc, add your website on your channel. Naka-add na yan, Sis Jonelyn, yung website ni Doc Ria.
Pwede bang dalawang website ang naka-add sa channel?
Pwede, ma'am. Di mo sinabi. Pwede yan, ma'am.
Sige, paki-add na rin si Feminine Genius. Yung Feminine Genius kasi is really very young. Kaka-ano ko lang yan.
Lately lang yan, di ba?
Lately lang. Because ilo-launch ko siya very soon eh.
Ciao.
Pa siya
Ikaw na. To the highest level na rin talaga si Doc Ria.
humility. Tandaan mo
Doc,
yan.
ah,
Dami natin natututunan every week, Ella. Dapat meron na tayong collection ng mga ano.
Oops. May ano tayo. Dapat may
notebook.
write-up, may write-up.
Ano yun, kasama yung 4, puro kay Janet. At saka yung sa'yo, syempre, di ba? Your own, plus yung ano, kay Janet. Or kay Janet, 3.
What do you mean tatlo? Website?
Hindi, 4 yung hinahandle ni Jonelyn na ano eh, YouTube. Meron siyang sarili niya, di ba? Plus yung kay Janet.
Four. Tanungin mo ko kung ilan kay Ella, tsaka.
4, kaya yan, saka kay Janet.
Si Ma'am Ria, 2. Yung personal mo, ma'am, pwede kang mag-upload doon, ma'am, ng ano, yung mga travels mo. But your website don't have favicon. Nabasa mo yan?
Hindi, ano
Fake
yun?
favicon. What's favicon?
Ano yung Fabicon, Jonelyn?
What's that? Something in the website na yan, ma'am eh.
But your website don't have Fabicon.
I got one client for USA po and one in Australia and then Jeanette. Client niya si Jeanette. I didn't count mine.
Okay.
I see. So, one client for USA, one in Australia. Sana all. So, ganun. Yan.
Nakikurious ako, what is Fabicon?
Oh, what is favicon pala? Mrs. Jonelyn. Isang client lang sa akin, Jonelyn, from Australia. Masaya na ako. Char.
Fabicon. Fabicon. Ano kaya yung Fabicon na yan?
Ayan na. Nandyan po si Google Maestro.
What's your
That's
logo? What do you
your
mean by my
logo.
logo? Anong Fabicon sa logo? Paki-explain nga, Jonelyn. Ano yung meaning nun?
That's your logo. You have your logo, Ma'am Ria, eh. I've
Baka
seen your
ang
logo.
sinasabi mo, logo ng Feminine Genius ang wala? Wala pa yon yata. Oo,
Wala
wala pa.
baka, kasi bago pa lang.
Mm. Pero yung Polite kasi, Polite.com, meron siyang logo. Pero yung Feminine Genius, wala. Yung ba yon meaning mo, Johnny Lynn? Yung company logo? Isa Fabicon.
Oo, that's your parang gano'n. Oh, naglipatan na sila. Sabay gano'n. I think ma'am kailangan natin i-go kung sinong mananalo sa kanilang dalawa. I'll check ma'am kung
The
ilan
favorite
talaga ang
icon, sabi ni Google. Favorite, no, Doc, it's a log in the
no,
browser.
Doc, it's a log in the browser. They
Yun
will
yun.
see it on the tab. Ay, hindi ko rin alam yan. Siguro i-chat natin siya. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Turuan mo kami dyan. Turuan mo kami dyan, Jonelyn. Sabi kasi ni Ma'am Kat, favorite icon. Favorite icon is a favicon. So that is, it's a logo in the browser. Siguro logo meaning mo dito, no? Kasi
They
logo
will
lang
see it
nakalagay.
on
Eh.
the tab.
It's a logo in the browser. They will see it on the tab.
Baka it's a logo, hindi siya log. It's a logo in the browser. They will
Na
see it.
logo nga daw.
Ah,
Logo in the
ay
browser.
oo ma'am. Like for example, napansin mo ma'am, 'pag nasa browser ka ng YouTube, may logo doon sa tab ng YT. 'Pag nasa StreamYard ka, may logo sa katabi ni StreamYard. Nakuha mo ma'am?
Wala ako nakikitang logo ngayon kay StreamYard eh.
Sa YT mo ma'am, 'pag nakabukas yung tab, yung isang tab mo
Okay.
diyan, may isang icon sa gilid ng YT. Kung ang binuksan mo ay YT. Tapos sa isang tab ko, nakabukas kasi ako sa StreamYard. So may isang icon sa katabi naman ni StreamYard. Yun pala yung Fabcon.
Actually,
Now
yun
I
na. I don't know what you're saying. Are you talking about ito yung red na merong white? Yan yung kay YouTube na Fabcon.
yes, yes.
Tapos, si ano naman, si StreamYard naman yung duck, yung bird.
Ma'am, hindi nadagdagan yung comment ha. So I think i-go na natin 'to.
Oo.
Para let's see kung sino sa kanilang dalawa ang mananalo.
Sige, send mo sa akin, Jonelyn, yung ano, icon. Ay, yung icon, yung screenshot. Pero kung sinasabi mong logo on the browser, so ito yung
Dalawa
kay
nga lang sila oh.
StreamYard, yung kay StreamYard
Jonelyn!
yung duck.
Ikaw ang pinili ni Lolo.
Anong sinulat ni Jonelyn?
Ayan. Jeanette Campues is not just pretty outside and inside. Very creative. So grateful that you choose our country and help that kid on Operation Smile and helping kids by enhancing their talent. Hashtag go Dr. Ria.
Mabigat naman
Ayan.
talaga yung sinabi niya.
Oo.
Di
Ayan,
bale,
congratulations. Ayan. Kaya congratulate natin si ano.
Jonelyn, tama ba ako? Yung pub ko ng ano, StreamYard, yung Bibe. Bibe ba to o horse? Yung green na may tuka, di ba? Yun ba yun? Yun ba yun, Ella?
Ang alin?
Yung Pubicon ni StreamYard.
Yung may tuka na may para siyang duck. Oh, tama daw.
Jonelyn, ibig pa sabihin yung Pubicon na yun at saka yung logo magkaiba? Dapat? Kasi may logo na ako. O tas gagawa pa ba ako ng ibang Fabicon or yun na rin? Liliitin ko lang.
Sa tab siya. So, meaning ilalagay yung I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong ha. Yes, ang ginagamit sa Fabicon is yung your trademark. So yung script niyan, ang alam ko, same po yata, pero sa page tab, may logo din. Yun na,
Mm.
Doc. You just need to upload.
Okay.
I
Sige,
see.
I'll do that. Anong nagagawa ng Fabicon, Jonelyn? Anong advantage niya?
Siguro sa by mabilis yung identity ng website mo. Katulad ng YouTube, 'di ba, Ma'am Ria? Tingnan natin yung perspective ni John rin. To show your trademark.
Just
Yun
to
nga,
show.
makikilala. Oo.
Kasi ala pa akong trademark ng Feminine Genius kasi pa-drawing ko pa. I have something in mind, pero kailangan ko pa ipa-design ng maganda.
Mm.
O Ella, we're nearing, so we have 5 more minutes.
Yes. Ayan, sige pa. Andiyan pa si Ma'am Kat. Hello,
Andiyan pa
Ma'am
si
Kat. Si Ma'am Kat, ano rin to IT. Tama ba ako, Ma'am Kat? IT grad.
Same po yata, pero sa page tab may logo din.
So when people open many tabs, they know that's your site. Just seeing your logo from tab. Tama.
Yes,
Tama nga naman.
oo, tama.
Tama.
Sige nga,
Sis Jonelyn, baka naman may script ka. Sabay gano'n. Magse-search nga ako niyan. For sure, maraming mga tutorial niyan.
polite.com. Sine-check ko eh.
Sige nga, ma'am, search mo. Check natin.
Mabagal lang, pero
Polite.com. Flex natin, ma'am. Ayan o, that's the polite. Tama ba, ma'am? Is this your polite? Is this your website? No.
hindi. Ano yan? Polite eh.
Polite.
Po-light. Ay,
Ano
meron
na?
akong Fabicon. Meron akong
Po,
Fabicon. Po-light.com. Yung yung Feminine Genius ang wala.
This is your website. Ayan. I-flex natin, ma'am, para makita nila. Meron ka na, ma'am? Ayan na,
Meron.
ma'am.
Tingnan natin yung Feminine Genius ang wala. Tingnan ko yung Feminine.
Meron ba, ma'am, lumabas? Meron eh. Meron.
The Feminine. The Feminine Genius.org.
Masyadong malakas.
The
Sakto lang.
Feminine Genius wala. Wala, hindi ko naman siya. Meron din. Pero it's
Wow.
it's not yet yung final.
Ang cute nitong pagkagawa ni ma'am, no? Simple
Ay,
pero.
DOST eh.
Pauray si Habi. Endorser. Galing.
Actually, dyan ang binayaran dyan, Ella. 60,000.
What?
60.
60?
Oo.
Only that video?
Yes. Yan
Oh.
yung bayad ng DOST. Yung pa'y mura. Kasi dati ma-provider nila 100,000 plus. And that's my award, no, designed by Arturo Luz. Pero ngayon, sa new award ko, it will be designed by a known sculpturist.
Baka puwedeng ganito ma'am, gawa ng ganito yung ano mo,
Oo nga,
yung
eh.
bagong award mo ma'am.
Gumagawa ka
Kailangan
ng ganyan, di ba, Johnny Lee?
kailangan nasa stage ka nun. Kasi meron yang planning mo na ma'am bago mo siya gawa ng design. Ay, umulit na siya 'no?
Nakumulit na siya.
Teka ha, stop ko. Ano yung isa ma'am, the feminine
Thefemininegenius.org.
femininegenius.org.
.org.
Yun. Meron ma'am, pero parang same logo lang dun sa Polite.
Sa akin kasi may lumilitaw dito yung parang flower na hindi ko maintindihan kung ano itsura nito eh. Pero may lumilitaw siyang something.
Siguro baka yan yung default kapag wala.
Mm-mm.
That mura for video. Ano ibig sabihin ni Jonelyn? Yes, Doc, that mura for video.
Ibig niya sabihin, yung 60,000 mura para sa isang video.
Ah, talaga? Kasi mababa akong sumingil, charot. Hindi kasi ako sanay sumingil pang ano, yung mga pang industry pricing.
Hindi kasi Ella kasama doon ng shooting. So,
Oo,
implementation and then, like in that case, one, two, teka lang. One,
ilan
two,
ang
three,
staff? Ilan ang
four
staff?
sites, four sites doon sa aking shop, tapos doon sa isa kong project, and then sa ano ko sa Manila Film Exhibit, at saka sa isa ko pang client sa NAIA Terminal 3. So,
So lahat yun pinuntahan?
four sites.
Oh,
Pinuntahan lahat yan.
worth it na rin pala kasi nakakapagod yun ah.
Oo.
Pero kung practicality ang pag-uusapan.
Hindi, saka kasi may tax yan, may ano. Pag
Oo.
DOS, siyempre kailangan may PhilJeps ka, nagko-comply ka sa government, um, government requirements. Pero syempre
Mm.
marami pa rin mga murang bumibili. Yung mga freelance, yun, mura yun.
Oo.
Kaya dapat mga freelance ang kukuhanin. I actually need one kasi Ella, kailangan nang pagsasama-samahin yung awards sa yung tatlong events. Isasama na kasi itong ano na to, award na to, ay itong video na to, ang nakasama lang yung last year ko na award. So,
Oo, yung
kailangan ko
sa
i-update para
gold.
kasama yun. Kailangan ko ng bago.
Wow, so parang sinong pinaparinggan? Di ba
Kailangan ko
meron,
ng bago. Diba?
ano ma'am, kaya naman natin gawin yun. Basta ano, meron kang videographer dyan.
Basta videographer. Ano ginagamit sa pag-video?
Yung magandang
Yung talaga
SLR.
SLR talaga.
Oo, ma'am. Kasi 'di ba, alam mo yung sa mga wedding, napansin mo, ganun talaga yung ginagamit. Dun ako natuto eh. Before kasi hate ko yung mag-edit ng video, wala akong tiyaga. Nitong March lang talaga ako ma'am nagbo-boost ng ano, editing. Sabi ko, ang ganda pala pag ano, natapos mo yung isang editing na video. Sarap sa pakiramdam. Tapos maa-addict ka na. Panay edit ka na.
Yeah, sa bagay, Ella, yung mga talagang professional videographer, ang laki din talaga ng investment nila sa video cams, di
Yes,
ba?
doon pa lang ma'am, kaya
Sa
mataas ang
ilaw,
sumingil.
etc.
Mm. May
Kasi
blending pa yan eh.
yung nakailaw talaga eh. Talagang kompleto yung lighting, tapos yung camera nila, I think, tatlo.
Ah, kaya pala.
Oo.
Tsaka kung tatlo sila, ilan sila ma'am? Tatlo?
Dalawa lang sila, pero tatlo yung camera.
Ah, oo ma'am, mahal nga yun. Pero kung freelance yun, baka nakuha yun ng 20, 25,
Sa
mga
freelance.
ganyan. Oo. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's already 3 hours.
So, we're done. Thank you for
Yay!
thank you for the 8 people who remained loyal and supportive. Gaganti
Yeah.
tayo, Ella, syempre. We support them also, di ba?
Of
Alam mo naman
course.
kung promise ko, hindi ako nakakapag-watch hour. Ang promise ko, the Golden Buddha.
Oo nga. Ayan, thank you so much, Jonelyn Hinding. Ayan, salamat sa mga sinishare mo sa amin. Ayan. Dapat pala, ma'am, every time na ano tayo, magla-live, i-flex natin lagi yung iyong website para ma-visit din nila.
Oh, tama,
Kasi it's a
tama.
good thing that there are visitors din sa isang website. Welcome po and thanks for the new learnings din po today. Ayan, nandiyan pa si Ma'am Kat. Very loyal talaga to kay Ma'am Ria. And because of that, may award ka.
Thank you. Nakita ko
Ayan.
si Ma'am Kat kasi kanina, umakyat siya sa stream mo eh. Sa LS mo. Kasi nanood ako ng LS mo kanina.
Iniwan ko siya doon kasi nag-pray kami.
Oo nga. Oo. Sila ni Chofis World, di ba? Thank you,
Ayan.
Johnny Lynn.
Thank you, Doc.
For
Ayan.
your
Thank you,
support,
Jonalyn. Thank you, Ma'am Kat. Thank you to my
Thank you,
angels.
Juliol. Dalawa
Ayan.
angel mo. Dalawa angel mo. Yanan
Hala,
at
did
Juliol.
you remind pala the Glanians kanina? Kasi nag-remind ako na mag-subscribe. I wasn't able to check if ilan ang subscribers mo. Oh, ma'am!
Oh, ano na.
Ano ka na? Triple lucky 7 ka na.
Wala.
Malapit ka na mag-grade
Ano ko
8.
kanina? Teka, 766 yata ako last, ano eh. Ngayon 777. So, ilan ang nadagdag? 10,
10
11,
something. Hindi naman, mga
11.
11, oo. Kanina kasi, nabigyan kita eh. I went in a small internet. Oo, kaya nag-explore ako, paano kaya 'to maano. Kailangan kasi 'pag meron kang panibagong Gmail, Ma'am Ria, kung meron kayong mga 5 computers pa doon sa inyong IT office, each unit, yung IT staff mo ang gagawa ng Gmail doon sa mismong unit para iba yung IP address na naika-count ni lolo.
Okay.
Kahit 10 ma'am, 10 sa each, unit. Basta gawin lang yang anong tawag dito, legit yung Gmail, ki-create-an niya kaagad ng channel. Kasi kung hanggang Gmail lang, without, parang hindi mo siya isa-sign in sa YouTube, parang walang saysay. Same
Same
with
din
CP
daw.
din po ba, ma'am? Magkaiba sa CP, puwede kang mag-create ng panibagong Gmail. Oo, basta ma'am meron siyang isa-sign in mo siya sa YouTube din, tapos kung gusto mong i-subscribe yung isang channel, iwa-watch mo talaga siya, yung mahabang video. Hindi yung parang pagpasok mo sa channel, subscribe agad, wala, malalagas yun. 'Di ba remember, I saw a big channel na nag-LS ma'am, parang Chinese yun eh, sikat siya, actually ang mga co-host niya ma'am sila Julius Babaw, yung mga newscaster talaga. Papa-raffle siya ng tig-10K. Tapos ang mga pumapasok sa live chat, walang mga profile pic ma'am. So ibig sabihin mga ninja, mga Gmail lang siya na hindi YouTubers. Ang dami, walang mga pictures. Tapos 1 million subscribers na siya ma'am.
Oh. Pero
So,
imagine if you have that much, you can create many Gmail then you sign to. So, ilang laptop at saka cellphone yun? Sabi diba, isang Gmail, isang gadget?
kasi tama naman sa mga tips ng yung mga successful na talaga sa YouTube. Ang tip nila, 3 minutes view sa isang device. Yun ang kina-count ni lolo sa number of views. Pero in terms of number of subscribers, hindi naman gano'n. Sa number of views lang, kung paano kanya babayaran. It should be 1 device each view.
Pero sinasabi yata ni Jonalyn, example sa cellphone mo, pwede ka mag-open ng maraming Gmail, di ba?
Yes, ma'am. Pero sa cellphone may limitation eh. May
Sabi ni
limitation
Dewi,
din.
no?
May limitation lang din. Pero you can sa cellphone ko na-try kong magawa ng 10. Ang haba,
10.
ma'am. Oo, ang haba. Yung iba 50, ginagawa na lang Gmails sa cellphone. Pero again, hindi yun counted sa views ha, 'pag binayaran ka na. Sa subscribers puwede pa, basta gawin mo lang yung tama
Ah,
before
sabi
you
niya, don't
subscribe.
try to comment on channel related to you. So, example, ang
Oo,
sinasabi mo, hindi,
importante
example,
yan.
so, ano yung related sa akin? Doktor din?
Hindi,
Or
kapag ang
so,
video mo is tungkol dun sa funded project ng UST, so ang comment nila should be more on, ah, "Congratulations, wow, great project sa TUST." Yung mga gano'n, related talaga dun sa pinanood nila. Yung amazing light technology, good to know that this technology is funded by the ganito, blah, blah, blah. Related doon sa napanood nila.
anong mangyayari kung nag-comment ako sa related channel, Jonlyn?
More on tips and advice.
Ah, okay.
Yan, maganda rin yan. Parang
Okay,
feedback.
so tapos na tayo, Ella.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
3 hours and 10 minutes with the 7 eyes. With 7 eyes.
Mm,
The
7
more tips
viewers.
and advice. Sige, sige. Thank you, thank you. You will get subscribers po. I will get subscribers pag manunood ako ng mga related channel. Tapos, magko-comment ako. So, pag nag-comment ako, magkakaroon akong subscriber pag gano'n. Gano'n ba yun?
Um, Depende. Kasi may mga ano may mga hindi active kasi. For example, after 2 weeks pa sila bago maglo-login sa YT. Saka lang nila mababasa yung comments mo.
Mhm. So, you will be known.
Pero ito, okay rin yan na,
Umikot ako.
you know, maganda yan. Yung more on tips and advices. You will get subscribers po.
So, parang iikutan ko din yung ibang
Channel.
Oo.
Oo. Ganyan ang ginawa ko, ma'am. Sila yung mga naka-live, papasukan ko yun. Nung March ako nag-start nun. Kinareer ko.
Tapos, pag pinasok mo, ano ginagawa mo? Nagkikipag-friends ka sa kanila.
Ganito, ma'am, shoutout ako. Halimbawa, kung sino yung nandyan, sabihin ko, halimbawa, shoutout ko, shoutout Ma'am Kat, on the way to you. So, ibig sabihin nun, um, copy paste ko na yung channel name niya sa search ng YouTube. Tapos, papanoorin ko na doon. Mapili ako ng video doon na maiksi lang. Papanoorin ko yon. Pagkatapos nun, subscribe ko, magko-comment ako. Tapos, ila-like. Tapos, babalik ako dito. Sabihin ko, Dan, Ma'am Kat, full pack. Please return or pakibalik naman sa akin. Ganyan. Tapos, ganun yung gagawin niya. Kaya lang, yun nga, patyagaan. Kasi ngayon, medyo ang daming naglaylo.
Grabe, patyagaan talaga yun. Parang it takes time, no?
Oo.
Kasi kung pa-live-live ka lang, you will not, no?
Mm. Unless otherwise, katulad ni Japan Laban Vlogs, paparaffle lang ang lalaki kasi 300, dinayo ng 300. Pero ma'am, yung 1 million subscribers na siya, ma'am, na sikat na big channel. Imagine na nag-live siya, 600 lang ang viewers niya.
600.
No, tas ang mga lumalabas, ma'am, mga ninja. Mga walang profile pic. So, parang sila-sila lang yun, mga fans niya. Yes po, flex your tips and advices, then their subscribers will subscribe to you. Tama.
Paano ko i-flex? Flex your tips and advice. Then their subscribers will subscribe to you. Paano yun, Ella?
Just like mom and daughter, if you know mom and daughter, i-chat ka, i-PM ko. Everyday siya nagla-live, no? Halos 500 ang viewers niya. Mom and Daughter. Ayan po ang pangalan niya. 'Pag nakita mo 'yan, ma'am, more on
Comment on the top.
fine-flex talaga niya, ma'am, kung halimbawa may nagsha-shoutout, nagtatanong, "Mom and Daughter host, ano po ang paano po gagawin yung" may tanong siya, yung halimbawa, pag-remove ng spam comments. Ife-flex niya, ma'am, papakita niya dito katulad ng ginawa ko instead na, Feminine Genius website dito, ang ife-flex niya yung tips kung paano mag-remove ng spam comments sa channel. So, things like that. So, yung mga viewers niya matututo, magsa-subscribe talaga sa kanya kasi magte-thank you dahil natuto.
Mm,
Tama naman yun. I don't think kung kay Ma'am Ria, anong klaseng tips and ano? Pero doon sa mga guest pa lang, ang dami ng tips and advices. Kaya, kasi iba ang branding ng website, ng ano mo, channel mo.
oo, yun nga eh.
Oo. Sa tingin
Kaya
ko, ma'am, darating yung ano, ma'am, yung portion na i-recommend ka ni Lolo kasi may branding yung ano mo, yung bawat live stream mo. Kasi ano siya eh, recommendable siya, ma'am, promise. Ang
ngayon,
kailangan lang nating encourage ng mga viewers na magbonggang-bongga ng comment sa iyong videos.
so pagka kunwari madami yung guests mo, tas lahat sila nag-invite, so yun, pwede yun, malaki yun.
Mm. Isa yun. Kanina ang nag-subscribe sa'yo, mga Glanians yun eh. Yung nanalo si Ron, si LV. Kasi bago ngayon eh, bago lang sila yung pumasok ngayon. Sino ba yung isa? Basta marami. Yan, mga Glanians yun halos. Tsaka yung friends mo rin. Tingi nga po link po, Ma'am Edna, nung ma'am ko. Sige, Ma'am Kat, mamaya, Ma'am Kat. I-PM ko sa'yo. Ayan.
Link ng mom ko.
Mom and Daughter. Mom and Daughter. Actually, one word na yung name ng channel niya, yung Mom and Daughter. Ano yun? Filipino na nasa Japan. Parang ganun. Tsaka ano siya, mabait siya. Ang galing niya talaga mag-tips. Kasi bihasa talaga siya sa YT. Tapos
So,
pag
ibig
may mga
sabihin yan, everyday nag-ano siya,
everyday,
nag-live.
ma'am. Ang tiyaga niya, ma'am. Everyday ng, um, ano yun eh, hapon. Mga starting yata ng live stream niya, mga 2 PM hanggang 5 PM. Ganyan. Tapos makikita ko grabe ang mga viewers, 400. Kanina nung nagsimula siya, nasa 175. Tapos eventually, pumatak na sa 300, 400.
Tapos ano yung nagtatanong lang ng mga tips?
Yung mga naliligaw mo, halimbawa, baguhan lang sa YT, oo, nagtatanong. Ako noon, nagtatanong ako sa kanya, Mom and Daughter, ano yung ginagamit mo sa pagla-live stream? Tapos sinagot niya ako, Miss Ella, I'm using OBX. Ayan. Kung talaga po, yes, ganyan. Basta maganda yung yung template niya pag every time na mag-e-LS siya. Maganda. Thank you po. Thank you rin, Ma'am Kat.
Thank you, Ma'am Kat. Thank you, Jonelyn.
Yan, we're about to end. Salamat sa inyo. May kausap kami ni Dr. Ria.
Okay.
Don't worry, Ma'am Ria. Pag ikaw na-recommend ni Lolo, baka habutin ka ng 500 viewers. 400, mga ganyan, 300. Basta consistent lang yan na every Saturday. Bigyan tayo ng magandang kalusugan, every Saturday, every day. At saka hindi pumalya yung internet natin. Yun yung hindi po ganun.
Saka
God
mahalaga
bless.
may mga napulot yung ano natin, yung mag-guest natin. Ako nga may napupulot eh.
Oo, ako rin.
Samantala mga friends ko na yan, may napupulot pa ako. Diba?
Sobra. Kaya iba yung content. Kakaiba yung content mo, ma'am. Tingin nga po link. Okay, thank you so much po.
Thank you, Ella. Thank you, Ma'am Kat. Thank you, Jonelyn. Thank you, Ella.
Thank you din, Ma'am Ria. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.